Hello, 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 and welcome, beautiful people. I hope everybody's having an awesome day. I'm feeling quite nice. I had a pretty great weekend. And I had a much needed breather and pep talk, going over kind of some of the things that I did wrong, some things I didn't understand, and something that wasn't tutorialized that I found really interesting was that if somebody is lower speed than an enemy who's attacking them, and you attack with that person despite, let's see, like if you go for a clash, but you've assigned somebody else at a higher speed to intercept that clash, then it doesn't matter that you intercepted that clash. You're still going to get like poot slapped, which I don't know, that sucks. Like I kind of figured it would work like Library of Ruina, but it was something that was never tutorialized, and that's one of the reasons that we lost the last thing. One of the reasons that we lost the last thing. I would say the main reason we lost the last thing is because our sinners are just under leveled. You know, we've got some low level chumps as we're pushing forward. And while I was told that I shouldn't need to use any EXP tickets until I get to, you know, later on in the game, I was told that it wasn't something that was really necessary. I should do that anyway. So, our 3-star or 3, I don't know, 000 ones, the ones that are halfway decent are going to get EXP tickets. So we just need to scoot in here. And like I said, I haven't touched this game since the last time I played it, aside to go in and talk very briefly with Necro about some of the issues that I was having. Yeah, so essentially I guess what I'm getting at here is I don't know how to level these guys up, but I know there's a button to do it. I just can't remember where the heck it is. Maybe it's back at Wingo. It's going to be hot as hell. I get it, because we're like an allegory for traveling into hell. It's not in the dungeons, that's for sure. Yeah, it would be probably here. Yeah, here's the level up button. So I've got these fancy identity training tickets, like the high level ones. I'm just gonna use 2. We're gonna take our two main IDs up to level 20, essentially. And then once they're at level 20, I'm not gonna spend any more tickets. We're just, you know, if having two characters that are supposed to be Giga Chatted out to the max is not enough to move up, then we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna deal with it. Also, like, I've heard about uptying, and that uptying's a good thing, so I think we're gonna uptie as well. We're new combat passive, Book of Vengeance, House of Spiders, Special Claws, Skill Enhanced Stomping. Skill Enhanced, don't let something like this break you. I just got some of these light bulb things. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I don't know, like, if tying up one thing twice rather than tying up multiple things multiple times. But we just got shiny new Outis, and I just got these light bulbs. I'm just gonna spend them. We're just gonna uptie Outis again. Good girl. I love that. Thank you. I'll gut you like a fish. Gut stab. I feel like this was the right choice. Complete and total extermination. Up tier to 3. Yeah, I mean, I got the best Outis ID. Yeah, I heard it was good, although there was no fanfare at the end of the stream on Friday because I was pissed. I was really pissed. Buddy, is that you? It's you, right? Yes, she is. Have you no eyes? Now be silent. Your braggadocio is as distracting as ever. I've never heard Honglu speak that way. She has reached the end of her homeward journey. Huh, you've got some fucking nerve, coming home after that shit you pulled when you left. The hell? You left some fools to beat your ass out there? Why are you so bloodied up? And who the fuck is that brat? Who dared hurt her? Has the collaborator been evacuated? Research team leader. Yes, moved to a separate location as planned. Researchers of the LCE department recalled the request relayed by the collaborator. No need to try to kill the intruders. Only slow them down as much as possible. Every second helps. Engaging the intruders directly, even with ego gear, proved to be mostly ineffective. Some managed to take advantage of the uniqueness inherent in their ego gears to catch the intruders off guard and buy some time, but most did not fare so well. Ember status. 2 intruders have infiltrated the hallway. That makes it 5 targets. So the LCE department decided to adopt certain methodologies employed by another department. It's not because she's good, it's because she has aura. Aura is pretty cool. We love aura up in here. And release the abnormalities, the monsters that were born of humanity. Dang it, suddenly it got hella hot in here. What the heck is that? And here I was, wondering when she'd grown so fond of playing tag after hating it all her life. Looks like, I guess I just can't read, period. Looks like she'd prepared a fun little toy for me to play with. A great embered moth blocks the nurse father's way, its sweeping wings fluttering ponderously in the air. The room soon fills with the heat haze. Tongues of flame licking through the hallway corner to corner, with each beating of its wings. Too bad, because this one's not as bad as that monster from back when. My little sis, you've not been to the ruins before, have you? I have read of it a few times in the book, but never have I set foot in it until today. And that creature, I've not seen anything like it. You ain't scared, are ya? Of course not. A giant of lava. I can see it now, how it could have killed a great brother of ages past. What the fuck are you talking about? A giant of lava. I can see now how it could have killed a great brother of ages past. Indeed. This is a most fitting foe to be given a labor designation from the middle. But now that we 3 siblings are here, not even such as a monstrous creature will be spared from the middle's vengeance. Damn, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Like I always say, kid's got a bright future ahead of her. Then shall we get right to? Junior, we're not in any rush. Let's take a slow look around the place before we get down to business. We're in the ruins, for crying out loud. Great brother, great sister, you must both understand how much our family suffers when your absence becomes prolonged. Don't worry about him, kiddo. That's what family is. They can afford to make a little sacrifice. If it's for one of us, ain't that right? Great brother, I, Outis, shall etch your words to my heart. Still, I think you deserve a little credit. Haven't played a thing this hot in a hot minute. The nurse father's purple tattoos begin to emit light, like they've caught on fire. And the beastly foot formed by layers upon layers of tattoos crushes the weakened ground that had already partially melted from the heat. With a thoom, she takes off into the wall of fire, not searching for a passage through the blaze, but the center of it, where the fire burns the hottest, reaching out for the incandescent crimson wings. Mama? Remember, kiddo? You see these enemies collecting stacks of something? That's the first thing you've got to go for. So, what now? We all saw the sorry state my ticket's in. Does this mean that Project House of Spiders has essentially fallen through? Now is hardly the time to worry about that. We have to avenge her. Look at what they've done to my buddy. If we don't settle the score... Yeah, and how are you gonna pull that off, huh? What, gonna make enemies out of all 5 fingers at once? Give me a fucking break. I have no idea what's happening right now. I have no fucking clue what's going on. This is so disjointed. Stop. Please take this insane contention elsewhere. I have enough distractions as is. Nothing but a delayed ending to a tale. The plan remains unchanged. Though perhaps this calls for a reinvention of certain parenting techniques. What do you think? Mama's badass, isn't she? The intruder has destroyed entity 0012007's wings. I thought releasing the abnormalities from containment could buy enough time for the collaborator, but I'm not so certain now. Ah, kiddo, don't activate those thermal blades for this one. It's a fire monster, huh? It's probably immune to heat, huh? Yeah. Burn debuff generally doesn't stick to fire-type enemies, even in those games we played together. Then I should give him a good kick like Mama? Kiddo, if you want to dish out as much damage as Mama does, you're gonna need more leg augmentations and tattoos. When did Outis become Mama? I'm so confused. Fine, then I'll just try out some moves I saw in the mag today. Appreciate the toy, but it's getting a bit odd. Old. Well then. As the eldest brother, I claim this sword as mine. Sure, it's not like there's anyone else who can wield that thing. We don't have the aptitude for it, little sis and I. Anyways, put that back. We can pick up the sword on our way back. Just one look at that monster tells me fire won't do jack. Yeah, guess we gotta handle the junior sister's labor first. So sister, tell me about that monster's crimes. It has brought harm to a great brother of the middle, and it goes without reading. But that is a crime, punishable by complete and immediate execution. There it is. I'll admit I had fun flaming Moth Monster. Bunch of bookish nerds wearing what appears to be bizarre workshop gears, but that's barely an appetizer. Tell you what, I was just about to be sorely disappointed with this paltry spectacle, but looks like you've got more up your sleeve. So, that man next to you is supposed to be your ticket out of this, huh? As the terms of our contract state, I am to protect you from that individual, correct? Very well. The two officers of a finger. This should be manageable. Oh, yo! Mama, I recognize that dude. I saw him in the Fixer of the Year nominees section in the Fixer Insights mag. He's a Section 1 Fixer of the Zwei Association, known to have a squeaky clean record in single-client bodyguarding missions. That so? Sounds like I finally found someone who will be worth unboxing for. Over here, Junior. Great Bro's got a good grip on this shithead. Now's your chance, guys. The Junior's mind raced. This is an opening, but striking the monster's lava exterior does next to nothing. She has to go for its core, the origin of the flame that burns hot, that it feels just about ready to devour the whole world. But as things are now, she can't get a good angle on it, at least not by herself. Let us attack in tandem, sister. Sorry, Junior, but I'm all out of gas. Can't take so much as a single step right now. Looks like it's up to you. But how up? The Junior of past saw it then. Adjust the arc of her kick by just a hair, and she could land a hit on the monster's core. It's just that it'd also carve a path straight through the Great Brother's heart. Ha! And in that moment, indeed, in that very moment, a realization, a certitude struck in the Junior like a flash of lightning. I see it now. To think our Great Brother himself would go that far for my sake. Yes, what else could it have meant? The Great Brother, moved by boundless fraternal devotion, had chosen to sacrifice himself to become the very stepping stone by which his Junior would shatter the monster's core. Hey kiddo, I'm starting to lose my grip here. Mind wrapping this up? Of course, brother. Your directive will be carried out by the T right this instant. Right, hurry up and... Objectively speaking, there was no need to destroy the core right that instant. After all, exhaustion was beginning to become apparent in the monster after the trio's relentless assault, and the Junior had no doubt that her strong brother still had more in him to give. As for the Great Sister, she had only overdrawn the power of her tattoos in a moment of urgency. Nothing someone of her caliber couldn't manage. Given a little time, she'd be back on her feet. But the Junior disregarded that line of thinking. Envy, jealousy. The Junior poured the full force of her tattoos into her leg, which soon began to emit a rippling, shimmering purple glow. And in her mind, in her eyes, a single image burned hotter than lava, the sight of the Great Brother and his triumphant laughter as he claimed the sword as his own. Wait, Junior, your kick's going straight for... Huh? Kiddo, why? Huh? Oh, but brother, you did say that family can afford to make a little sacrifice for one of them. What have you done? Sis, don't tell me you're gonna... Listen, why don't you just put that down so we can... The Great Sister, who was desperately scratching something into her book, slumped to the ground, right where she stood. Silence fell upon the ruins. The only sound that could be heard was the soft turning of pages. A moment later, the Junior let out a breath of relief. Every grudge inscribed in a book of vengeance is shared across every other one. Put it another way, an unrecorded grudge is no grudge at all. Although one of the lines the Great Sister had jotted down, "The situation is not dire," clung to the back of her mind. The Junior decided not to give it too much thought. You aided me on my pilgrimage and even yielded the super sick sword of legend. I must say, dearest great siblings of mine, you're just the best. Ha 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 ha. As though proving the Apprentice's magazine trivia true, the Zwei Fixer, who was said to never failed a single client bodyguarding mission, held firm against the Nurse Father, a great sister of the middle. Meanwhile, with each passing minute, the Nurse Father's unease gnawed deeper. Her search for a certain someone had led her to storm this research facility in an unknown location, but she could not be stalled here forever, because she had to reach the designated back door before the appointed time. Perhaps the pressure of time was what spurred her sword, as her movements began to show signs of frustration. As if on cue, however, the apprentice of the House of Spiders somehow managed to spot an opening in the Fixer's card and launched herself to tie the opponent's feet. Tee-hee, what you gonna do about it now, huh? I read up about that gimmick in a mag. That shield needs refueling every 10 blocks, right? How did you... Mama, now! Good girl. Mama? Remember, kiddo. Levitine. In the blink of an eye, the smoldering sword slashed through the apprentice's flesh and bones, melting and cleaving through everything it touched, until it reached the Fixer's head and cut it off. There wasn't a flicker of hesitation in the trajectory of the attack. From the start, the Nurse Father had never considered half measures. Taking an arm or a leg, after all, doesn't always eliminate a threat. Adjust the arc of the sword by just a hair to decapitate the opponent with 100% certainty. We're family. A little sacrifice ain't a thing between us. The Nurse Father wholeheartedly believed it, that no sacrifice is too great if it's for one's family. What were the lives of her apprentice and her daughter before that truth? All right, and that leaves just you. A once white ribbon flutters to the ground, fire eating away at its edges until it becomes charred black. You. It's your fault that my buddy fell sick. You made our own daughter hate us. It all began because you were born. Because you came to the House of Spiders. Isn't that right, Yoshihide? I picked up the charred ribbon and tucked it against my chest. These apprentices had been raised and nurtured to replace me, or perhaps to face me, but I had no sympathy left in me to spare for them. I spent it all feeling sorry about my own life, wasted as a mere replacement for my mom. There was no room left in me for pity. You and the other Nurse Fathers, you still don't understand what Mom truly cherished. No, you're the one who doesn't know the first thing about my daughter. My buddy and I lived together under this roof for decades longer. I don't know about her other Nurse Fathers, but my parental love for my daughter, it has always been completely earnest. All you have to do is submit quietly to be completed. That'll make us truly happy. Both us Nurse Fathers and my precious daughter. I'm so fucking confused. You really think that's what Mom wants? What a stupid question. It's all grandstanding, isn't it? You don't even know what you're saying. You're robbing us of. I have heard enough. And I'll destroy everything. That relic, those chains, the juvenile collection of toys, your life. I'll find every last one of the things you hold dear and destroy them. Bring it on. I'll be damned if I let you take even a single scrap from me. I'm still very, very confused, but she's been uptied. Okay, so continuing on to what we were doing before, I think that we can't uptie this because we've spent all of our uptie juice. So I'm so confused. I have no fucking idea what just happened. But we're gonna let Mama Outis take the wheel. And we'll see how this goes. Wait. That's not the idea I chose. Edit team. Selected. Save team. There we go. And we're just going to deploy the same identities we had before. Plus Outis. Outis's new thing. I'm still super confused. I guess it's like I'm probably not supposed to have seen what I just saw. Or like not yet at least. I'm guessing. So Yeah. All right, so we've got blunt here all day. Let's check the weaknesses of these guys again. It's red and blue and piercing for the big guy, and these guys are slashing for everything else. So nobody's really blunt weak. And this is yellow and blue with a red side bit. So that's a 5. I'm not gonna be able to intercept that, but I can intercept this to make this a clash. And we can have Heathcliff come in here and clash against that. So we're having multiple people attack Heathcliff. And I don't have anybody else who's capable of clashing with your girl over here. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about it. I'm just gonna spend extra attacks over here then, I guess.
머리통을 박살내줘.
이리 와라.
So I didn't really change anything about the other characters. I only swapped a little bit for Heathcliff, and I swapped some stuff for, or I leveled up Heathcliff and I upgraded the new Outis thing. So it seems like even just from that, there's a bit of a difference here. What status effect is going on? Because we're all covered in purple shit. The next time this unit is hit, the unit is hit, take 2 fixed SP damage. Non-SP units take gloom damage. This one is boosted out the wazoo. So he's got a bunch of extra shit going on. So I guess we'll try to clash. I'm inclined to defend against this. Yeah, and then we'll have the other people come in and just try to smash mad ass on the remaining characters. Because they do get a little boost, like a little bonus to their attack, so they're getting extra dice this time. But if we clash up against this guy using defensive dice, I feel like that's probably the best call. And this one down here is staggered. I want to hit them while they're staggered, but I feel like I can't justify not intercepting the attacks that we're definitely going to take. I mean, that did pretty good. I think the being a higher level is probably not hurting. See, one of these attacks is coming for Outis. We could have Outis defend this round against this guy. And we're doing one-sided attacks where available and like alternating defending attacks.
이리 와라. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장 장번 벗겨야겠군.
She's going sicko mode. I'm not sure what happened, but she just went sicko mode. I did the defend counter attack, and it seemed to just completely obliterate the enemy. A voice travels between the fluttering ribbons. What is your desire? Put me on. I'll carry you wherever you wish to go. The suggestions are incredibly suspicious, but for some reason the sinners are struggling to decide what to do. What do you say? Refuse. Don't put the shoes on. The knot of desires must be undone. Pride, gloom, advantage. Who can undo the knot? Commence. We did it. For the remaining turns, all enemies gain 3 attack power down and 5 fragile. Cool. I mean, I don't think it's really necessary because this enemy is cooked.
해보기는 할게요. 상부를 펼칠 것
So yeah, it turns out leveling up your characters to be higher level than the enemies is pretty good. It's pretty good right now.
계속 서늘해지는 것
Feels like it's
같아요.
getting colder and
왜
colder.
점점
What's up with all this
얼음이
ice
많아?
around?
현상이
And
잦아질수록
incredible in the
긍정적인
frequency
신호라고
of
생각하는 편이
anomalies.
좋아요.
An increase in the frequency of anomalies should ideally be strong, positive
불렀어?
reflections. Did you call? He heard ideally and he says, did you call? Am I missing some kind of pun
지금
here? Why do we
그거
keep reacting to that word?
농담은 아니었으면
So
좋겠어.
cold. Putting aside Ishmael's grievance, I thought about what Faust had said. Because that means we're getting close to the golden bow, right, Faust? It was a pretty solid answer if I do say so myself.
뭐,
Yes, sure. Faust's reply, however, was discouragingly dull, or at least that's how it came across to me. She's like, sure, why not? Okay, moving right along.
목표인가요?
I feel like we might be back to rolling our face on the keyboard.
거기 킬존이다.
God damn, girl.
꺼놀기. 그쯤 해줬으니
And she's
포장장갑
just gonna go
벗겨
on
입고.
and hit somebody else. Alright, she's just gonna kill somebody. I'm like, what the fuck? She just deleted one of the enemies, and then after she finished deleting them, she went on and deleted another enemy just for fun. I'm starting to think that she might be OP. I'm starting to think that that I might have unlocked an OP character.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요. 그럼 끝이다.
속에서 직접 놓아주마.
Yeah, I think we're right to we're rolling our face on the keyboard. Middle Outis is quite overpowered indeed. I mean, like, I unlocked it at the end of a stream on Friday where I was completely mauling about how ridiculously difficult out of nowhere one of the fights had been. And then I leveled her up, and today, this morning when I logged in, I had unlocked these light bulby things. And then I used the light bulby things on Outis. I didn't know what they were or what they did, but I just used the light bulby things on Outis, and turns out that was a thing that did a thing to her, and now she's stronger for some reason.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수
She
없지만요.
seems to be obliterating whatever she hits. Which, you know, I'm not complaining. I'm here for it. The combat, like the difficulty in this game, and in particular the combat, the preparation to the combat. You know, there's like the prep phase and then the execute phase, and then the rhythm of combat. I'm not personally a huge fan when I'm coming directly out of Library of Ruina. I feel like Library of Ruina just was better in its
해보기는 할게요.
execution of combat.
안 안 되면 어쩔 수
The first big
없지만요.
difficulty spike is later on. You don't have to worry about too much. I mean, on Friday, my Friday, the last stream I did, I hit a massive difficulty spike out of nowhere, where I was like rolling over everything that I came across, and then suddenly there was an enemy that was just winning every single coin flip and chunking the fuck out of me, and I died. I think I died like 4 times, and I was like, yeah, this sucks. I don't know what to do. And then somebody was like, hey, I think it was Putty, said, hey, go do a pull. And I went and did a pull and I unlocked Outis. So I'm guessing that like that pull was like I unlocked Giga Chad Outis.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Were you under leveled or something? Kanto 2 isn't usually hard. I was, I think, like 1 or 2 levels below the recommended level.
기믹은 이게 다인가?
늘 새롭다니까요.
Yeah, that's what was so frustrating about it. Meat Muncher, is that like
달릴 시간이다.
it wasn't supposed to be hard. Like it wasn't supposed to be like that. Everybody up until this point had told me how easy this game is in the Kantos, in the early Kantos, where I am right now. Everybody kept saying, well, this is baby game, easy peasy lemon squeezy, it's a fucking joke. You shouldn't be struggling at all. And I was like, well, that's not helpful because I am struggling and I don't know what to tell you. Do you remember what enemy it was? It was at the very end of this not this floor, but the floor I was on before, and it's the red shoe wearing. It's 3 red shoe wearing like bean looking characters with the ribbon around them, and one of the like automaton robot looking, like it looks like a plastic mishmash of robot toy parts put together. They were buffing each other, and I got that. And I tried my absolute bestest multiple times, and I could not get that fight to work until I chatted out Outis this morning. It was the pink shoes, yeah. Three pink shoes, and I think the other guy was affected by the pink shoe thing as well. My SP kept getting drained, and there's a mechanic that I ran into when I was trying to use Outis's ego. I was trying to use Outis's ego attack to clash with one of the attacks to beat out one of the really big attacks that was coming in, and Outis had the highest speed roll, and therefore I assumed that it was going to clash because the other person that I intended to do a one-sided attack, it said that she was going to do a one-sided attack, but she ended up clashing. And the reasoning behind it was that who the enemy chooses to attack, if that person decides to clash as your last action, or if that person decides to attack as your last action, it initiates a clash. And even though Outis had higher speed, Outis didn't get to clash with that. So Outis used her ego, but she just wasted it because she was doing it unopposed. And it didn't clash, it damaged her SP significantly, and then she got into an SP death spiral. And it was like part of the mechanics where I was just like, after everything that I've read and everything that I've absorbed that Faust has told me, it's the mechanic that she doesn't explain that gets me fucking killed. And I was just molding. We came upon a monumental castle of ice flanked by frozen pillars that seemed to boast an indestructible durability. Before it stood a person. A man with hyaline hair, clear as ice, waiting for us. I remember that guy. He's a communist. I'd come here whenever I felt the need to clear my thoughts, though there are no armchairs or that whiskey you like. The chill dominating this place pierces even the thickest throat. That helps me think with a more lucid mind. While the rest of us were frozen stiff, stuck watching, Rhodia made a slow step forward to face him. Didn't expect you to get here first. My men and I knew of a shortcut leading here. It was a route we learned by parleying with the local lowlives in our search for the whereabouts of the great, buried power waiting to be used for our noble purpose. Alas, we could only make it as far as this place, the general vicinity of the buried golden bow. We could not get any closer to it. Thought you'd never leave District 25, but seeing you resorting to those tactics like some kind of gangster Maybe you
계속
should have
박혀
stayed a
있는
country
소냐.
boy.
네 덕에
Sonia,
죄
your
없는
lackeys
상인들도
have been
전부 돈을
taking from
빼앗기고
shopkeepers
있었어.
who weren't even rich to begin with.
그거 알아, 로자?
Want to know something,
이곳은
Rhodia? This cave used to
원래
be nothing
성에가
more than a
가득 끼어
peculiar
있을 뿐인
hollow
조금 기묘한 장소에
whose walls
불과했어.
were lined with
하지만
hoarfrost.
이것 봐.
And look at it now, a
지금은
giant castle
거대한
surrounded
성과
by thick
단단한
columns of ice has
얼음들로만
arisen
네가
here.
막
This
이곳으로
change
발걸음을
happened the
한
instant you
순간부터.
walked in. Sounds
마치
like you figured this
내가
would
오면
happen on
변할
my
걸 알고
arrival. How'd you
있었다니.
know?
정보의 출처는 여러
I have
가지가
many
있지만
sources, but that's not for you to know.
네가 알
Rhodia.
애초에 나
What makes
때문이라고
you, that's
어떻게
not
단언하지?
very communistic of
난
you,
뒷골목을
comrade. You're
쏘다니는
supposed to
마술사가
share,
아니란 말이야.
including information. What makes you say that I caused this in the first place? I'm not some kind of witch of the back streets or
어려울 것
anything.
없어.
I think the answer to that
그저
should become quite
얼음
obvious
속
once you
잠든 이들의
observe
얼굴만
those
봐도
faces encased in
이것
ice.
봐.
Take a peek.
네가
They're the ones
사랑했던.
you loved, yet secretly
하지만 동시에
contempted? Are they not?
25만 원.
250,000 on.
이게 고작 그
That's
정도
all it's worth?
값이라고요?
You can't be serious.
그러니까 말이 되지
I'm
않나?
dead serious. Just look at how old and
오래된
battered it
만큼
is. It's scratched
흠집도
all over.
작고 윤기도
Any
나지
shine it
않아.
once had is long dulled.
사실 다른
To be
곳에선
frank, others wouldn't pay
20만
more
원도
than
아까운
200,000
수
for this.
나머지는
And the rest? All worthless
모두
garbage.
이로써
With
뱉어야 할
that, your remaining
세금은
unpaid
모두
taxes
40만
now
원이나.
down to 400,000
왜
on.
가난한 자들은
Why do the
일할수록
poor
더
only grow poorer
가난해지기만
the
해?
harder they
진짜
work?
어이없지.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? As the
전당포
pawnbroker's vault
주인의
grew
금고에
fuller
돈이
with each
쌓여가
passing
우리
day,
이웃들은
our neighbors only grew more
추억마저
gaunt,
저울질
forced to give up
당하며
even their precious
큰돈
mementos
취급을
and
받고
cherished
있었어.
memories to be weighed for pocket money upon her ruthless scale.
소냐는
Sonia rallied
항상
people,
어려운 말을
delivering
섞었으면서
speeches using big
사람들을
words.
끌어모 그들의 아래에
They organized a group under the name
유로집이라는
of
이름의 조직이 세워졌지.
Eurodivier.
처음엔 괜찮았어.
It went okay at first.
머리가
Sonia's
텅텅
words
빈
managed to
놈들도
inspire even the thickest
소냐의
folks
말에
to help
껌뻑 죽었어.
the impoverished of the back
하지만
streets. But I could see it on
소냐는
Sonia's face that he
뭔가가
still wanted
부족하다.
something
결국
more.
유로집이는
Eventually, the Eurodivier
밖에서 사람을 돕는 것보다는
Eurodivier
탁자에서
that was first
어떻게
established to
골목을
actually go
둥지를
out and help
바꿀까
the needy was
고민하는
warped
데에만
into an
열중인
organization
집단이
full of
되어버렸어.
passive pundits who only cared about sitting around and endlessly debating about how the streets and the nest were to be revolutionized. Looking at their moveset, and they apply a status that drops a lot of SP. I guess I could see how you lose on it. Yeah, it was frustrating for me, Meat Muncher, but you
그래서
know,
나는 그들을
eventually,
떠났던 거야.
eventually, after I cooled off a little bit and had lunch, I was hungry at the end of last stream. And after I cooled off and had lunch, I came back and looked at some of the stuff for the fight and figured like, oh, I could do this. It's just, it wasn't obvious at the time when I was streaming. That's when I left
탁상
them.
공론 가지고는 배고른 이웃을 먹여 살릴
Being
수는
an armchair
없으니까.
revolutionary wasn't going to feed our starving
하지만
neighbors.
내가 누누이
But I told you
말했잖아.
time and time again, Rhodia, that we must
우리는
wait for the right
소냐,
moment. You have arisen.
미안한데
Welcome.
그때라는 건
Welcome. Are you all bricked up or did you just wake up? Sonia, I'm sorry, but that moment you kept talking about,
유로집이의 막내
it didn't come when little
꼬마
Ivan,
이반이 음식물
Eurodivier's
쓰레기를
youngest,
주워
dug
먹었을
through
때도
trash for food waste just to recall what having food in his stomach
기도가
felt like,
막혀서 죽은
nor did it
다음에도
arrive after he choked to
큰
death
일을
from it.
위해선 더 큰 힘과 더
Detailed
자세한
policy
정책이
plans and the
필요해.
power to realize them are
후의
both
재분배를
necessary and
위해서
monumental
말이야.
endeavors, such as ours, the redistribution of
그리고
wealth.
그런 방향으로
Such
나아가기
personal
위해서는
grievances and tragedies will
사사로운
inevitably
작업은
occur as the
생기기
wheel progresses, as
사사로워?
progress turns.
우리는
personal.
원래 사사로운 자들을
Don't you
돕기
remember how it
위해서
all began?
시작했어.
Helping people was our
네가
purpose.
하고 있던 일들은
And you
유로집이가 하고
and
있던
your
일들은
Eurodivier no
내가
longer seemed
바랬던
interested in
방향과는
doing
맞지
that, nor in
않았다고.
anything I'd hoped for when we began. Yeah, what did you watch today?
그래서
You've been on a movie binge
직접
these
나서기로
days, haven't
결심한
you?
거야?
Is that why you decided to take matters into your own
당연하지.
hands?
우리
Absolutely.
마을에
What our
필요했던
town
언제
needed
올지 모르는
wasn't an
그때만
empty promise telling people to sit
기다리는
on
게
their
아니라
hands and wait for some vague
눈앞에
moment.
놓인
but
도끼를
someone willing to
망설임
pick up
없이
the
집어들
axe.
수 있는 그날도
It must have been one of
이웃들
those days when
대부분이
most of the neighborhood
4일
hadn't
이상은
seen
배를
even a
굴고
glimpse of
있었을
food
거야.
for at least 4
그런데도
days.
바람은 봐주는
But the
일 없이
biting
날
wind
끌어왔고
hounded and howled without mercy,
굶주린 자의 갈라진
clawing at the
피부를
cracked skin of
사정없이
people who
앓게
barely had
됐어.
any energy to even
나는
move.
우리 이웃들이 사흘
And I
밤낮을
happen to know
토할 듯이
those.
먹어대도
I happen to know
피도 안 날
whose safe
만큼의
kept
많은
so much
돈
money
있는 금고를
that she could treat my
알고
neighbors to a
있었단 말이야.
3-day feast and not even make a
그래서
dent.
어떻게 했어?
So what did you do? No, wait. I
잠깐만.
don't think I want to do this
이곳은
anymore. The golden bow
황금가지가
has resonated
공명하면서
with your psyche and has
너를 위해
created this
숨겨놓은
confessional of
일종의
sorts.
고해실이야.
It's just for you.
그리고 고해실은
And the confessional's
주로 죄인의
purpose is to lead a
참회를 위해
sinner to the
생기는
path of penance.
불쌍한 노지원 녀석.
그 노파가 마지막에
If only
마음을
that old woman
고쳐먹기라도
had changed her
했더라면.
mind in her last
하지만
moments.
로자,
But Rhodia,
평생을
you must
이웃에게
have known
숙탈만
that
일삼을 줄
that a
알았던
terminal
노파가
leech upon her neighbors wouldn't turn over a new leaf just
갑자기
like,
모든 걸
just like that.
포용하며
You knew she
자신의
wasn't the
돈을
kind of
내놓을
person who'd
사람이
give up
아니라는 것을
that life
알고
for that of a
있었지.
generous philanthropist.
알았더라면
You wouldn't have brought
너도
that
참
axe otherwise.
불쌍한 로지온
Poor
녀석.
Rodion, dear. You seem to be under
네가
the
대단한
delusion that
구원자라도
you're some
되는
sort
줄
of
착각하
savior.
그렇게 당당하게
Demanding
내
my money
돈을
so
요구해도
brazenly to
달라지는 건
my
없네.
face won't change
너희도
anything. You're nothing but a
뒷골목
louse
비렁뱅이와
yourself, no
다를 바
different
없는
from the
버러지들일
paupers in the
뿐.
back
그래.
streets.
그녀의
That's
머리를
right.
가른 건
I'm the
나야.
one who put an axe through her
황금
head.
거위의 배를 가르듯
Like cutting open the belly of a
노파의
goose that laid
두개골을
golden eggs.
깨끗하게
I cleaved into that
결국
hag's
누군가는
skull.
했어야 할
I mean,
일이었잖아.
someone had to do it, am I wrong?
황금 거위는
Unlike the
스스로의
idiot
욕심에 의해
cottager
기회의 끈을
in
자른
the fable who
얼간이의
gave in to
일화지만
greed and severed his own future
우리는
prospects.
그녀의 뇌를
We were just
파먹어도
hungry,
시원치 않을
miserable
정도로
people who would have
굶주린
gladly
불우한
scooped out her brains
자들이었으니까.
for a
그리고
meal.
그 배에는
And unlike the goose,
확실하게
her belly
황금알이
was full of
가득
golden
그래.
eggs.
그
Yes, the old
노파는
lady you killed was a tax
25구의
collector
막강한
wielding
권력을
considerable
가진
authority in
세금
District
하지만
25. But
그녀가
what gave
그렇게
her so much
활기를
power
싣고
was her
다닐 수
sibling's
있었던 건
status as a member of the
그녀-
middle.
나는
I put an
굶어
axe through her
죽어가는
skull for my
이웃들을 위해
neighbors
도끼를
so that they
휘둘렀어.
wouldn't starve to death. Was that so wrong?
아니,
No, you did that for
네가
yourself.
그저
You
평범한
couldn't
사람에
stand the fact
불과하지
that you
않다는
weren't
사실을
anyone
알고
special.
있어?
Did you know the
중세는
middle never forgets, never
자신의
forgives
식구를
anyone
건든
who has
자들을
wronged
절대
their family?
그들은 누가
They
했느냐가
aren't too
중요한 게
interested in
아니라
finding out exactly who
자신들을
did the deed. What
건들면
matters to
어떻게
them is that
되는지가
they
더
demonstrate
중요한
clearly
자들이야.
what happens to the poor fools that dare disturb them. Oh, nice. I'm glad you got to go to the theater. That's fun.
처음으로 질 좋은 부위에
The joy of
고기를
the backstreets
씹고 있던
residents who
뒷골목
tasted the
주민들의 기쁨은
tenderness of quality meat for the
그대로
first time in their
시체가
lives
되어
soon
탑처럼
made
쌓였지.
corpse towers of them all.
카지노 밖에
Not much
쌓여있던
different from the
그
car
차들의
pagodas
탑처럼
outside the
말이야.
casino.
네가 그날 이후로
I'm well aware of the sheer weight
얼마나
of pain and guilt you've been
고통스럽고
burdened with ever
죄악감
since then.
스스로가 황금 거위를 가른 얼간이와 다를
It
바가
can't have been
없었음을
easy to live
깨달은
with the
네가
realization that at the end of the
말이야.
day, you really weren't so different from the idiot who cut open the goose that laid the golden
그날
eggs.
이후로
Since that day,
그
nothing I
어떤
held
것도
truly felt like it was
모두
mine. It's all my
다
fault.
괜찮아.
It's okay,
난
Rhodia.
말이야, 로자.
You see, Rhodia,
세상을 바꾸기 위해 수천
I've
권의 책을
perused hundreds of
수만
books
장의
and
도시
thousands of
곳곳에서
documents and met
사람들도
all
만났어.
kinds of people around the city, all to change
지배
the
계급의
world.
착취로부터
Change the world
벗어나
so that the oppressed can be
마침내
free from the
피억업자들의 진정한
exploitative
해방을 손에
dominion
넣을
of
수
the
있는
ruling
세상.
class and find liberation in
그
the truest
세상을
sense.
만들기
And I
위해서
want to make
말이야.
that world a
하지만
reality.
정답은
However, I learned that such a
바꾸는
world
것에
cannot
있지
be
않았어.
realized by changing
이미
what is
잘못
already here.
써내려간
Once
페이지는
ink makes a mark on
영영
a
되돌릴
page,
수
it is
없지.
permanent. You can't simply put ink back in the pen.
잘 봐.
Look closely.
이게
This is the
너와
world
내가
you and I
도달할 수
usher
있는
in.
세상이야. 네가
A
공명한
world
황금
that can be
가지를 통해
created
만들어갈
using
수
golden
있는
bow and with which
그런
you
세상.
resonate.
세상에서는
May no souls in this
배고름이
earth
하나
suffer
없기를.
from starvation ever again.
정신적이며
May every
지적인
individual
쾌락을
have the
추구할 수
right to
있는
pursue their
권리가
delights, both
누구에게나
spiritual
있기를.
and intellectual.
나와 함께한다면
Join hands with me,
그
and I'll
세상을
gift you
너에게
that world.
마치
It would be as if
처음부터
everything had
아무
happened,
일도 일어나지
hasn't
않았던
happened at all.
것처럼.
누가 이해할 수
Who could
있을까?
ever understand such a feeling?
잠깐뿐이었지만
Even the briefest glimpse of that
맛보았던 그
world felt so
세계는
dreamlike.
잠시 눈에
I
담았을
wanted to etch that
뿐이었지만
mesmerizing instant into my
잠시도
memory
그
so I
순간을
wouldn't
잊고
forget it.
싶지 않아서
Not even for a second.
꿈이라면 다시는
If this were a
깨어나지
dream, let my
않기를.
sleeping self never wake and join the
차라리
residents of the dreaming
그럼에도
world. But despite
미안.
everything, sorry, I'm still turning
그래도
down
나
the offer.
왜일까?
How should I
아직
put this?
나는
I don't want to bask in the
따뜻해지고
warmth just
싶지가
yet.
않아.
I feel like I ought to be shivering in this cold a bit
언제쯤
longer. I
따뜻해져도
think I'll stay
될지.
this way, at least until I can
그
answer whether I
대답을 찾을
deserve to be
때까지.
warm
그리고
again.
수냐,
Besides, Sonia,
너
you knew my
내가
temper would
성질
get the
못
best
이기고
of me and make me
앞장서서
a killer, didn't
처리하려고.
you?
로자,
Rhodia,
넌
this will
이해하기
probably elude
어렵겠지만
you, but
내겐
you
표시가
don't
없어.
have the sign.
너가 가지고 있을 거라고
I came here
기대를
hoping
하고
to see you
왔지만
possess it, but I'm seeing it
오히려
on a
다른
few of your
친구들은
friends
표지?
instead. The
그게
sign.
무슨
더군다나
On top
넌
of that, you
표지를 볼
can't
수
even
있지도
see the
않지.
sign, in other words.
그
You don't have what it
말인즉
takes
하지만
to
나는
lead.
달라.
But I'm different, so
그러니까
to make
더
a better
나아.
world. Yeah, I think
넌
I
책이
remember hearing you
잔뜩
say something
쌓여있던
like that a
탁자
while ago,
위에서도
sitting atop a desk buried in
그래서
piles of
나는
books. That's why I can't
탁자
join you.
위에서
I still
나오는
believe that your
말로는
big words and endless debates
역시
won't ever
이웃들
feed
너도
the neighbors.
알겠지만
And as I'm sure you've learned by now,
망나니 새끼가
there's no
어떻게
way a
스탠딩
rowdy
밑으로
rascal like me
들어가겠냐?
would fit under some dweeb's leadership, right?
황금 가지는 저
The
성
golden
안에
bow
있어.
waits inside the
무사히
castle, Rhodia. I hope you'll be able to
네가
find
원해.
what you seek. We walked past Sonia and made our way into the icy castle he indicated. Basically, Rodian got tired of Twitter communists and decided to take action, and that action was murder. Yeah, it seems to be the case. um, Okay, so these looked like people, but they're not people. They've got little talons coming out of their butt. Okay, so what are they weak to? Blunt is fatal. They don't like fire or ice, but they're resistant to green. Okay, so blunt and blue should do lots of damage. Let's gun him down.
거긴 킬존이다. 준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
God damn, that's insane. I think they all just got staggered in one turn. That's pretty sick. Shika shika. I guess I could just hit damage
해보기는
and then
할게요.
quick go.
안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Boom! What the? The castle trembles violently as frosty rubble falls around from above us. Wait, if this keeps up, a foreboding thought cuts through my head. The ticking of my clock was like a reminder of how much time we have left. We gotta get out of here now. We hurriedly evacuated from
지금
the
제가
castle.
잘못 보고 있는 건
seeing it
아니죠.
right?
성이 무너지는
The
것이
castle
아니라
isn't falling apart. It's like
확실히
indeed,
일어서고 있네요.
it's most certainly rising to its feet. Indeed, it's most certainly rising to its feet.
뒤돌아보지 마.
Don't look back,
달리라고.
just run. We ran quite a bit, but what now?
발소리.
Footfall,
사람의
not of a
모습은
human. Rather
제법
slow and
둔중하고
heavy.
그냥
You could
엄청
just say
크게
that
쫓아온다고 말하면
something
되는
mammoth is
거잖아요.
after us.
나았을지도 모르지.
That may have served better.
탄테,
Dante, our job
일단
here is
어떻게
done, so can we
끝냈으니까.
just book it? Cool? Give me a second. I never considered what we do once we got down here.
진짜
Really?
그딴 게 문제야?
Can we worry about that later? The bus.
버스는
Where's the
어디지?
bus?
돈도 안 되는
Quit
소리 그만
rattling
짓거려.
around
일단
away
반대로
from that
뛰어.
thumping.
처음으로
That might be the
논리적인 말을
first
들은 것
logical
같네요.
statement I've heard leave your mouth, Heathcliff.
True. True. Faust got jokes.
I'm gonna smash
your skull to bits later. Oh, this is neat. That's a big foot. So I'm guessing we gotta we gotta kill these guys really quick then, huh?
머리통을 박살내주마.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Middle finger flip grudge +2. So that's interesting. As people hit her, she gets grudged. That's fun.
거긴 킬존이다.
So much damage. Just like Jesus Christ, she's doing so much damage.
고장잠.
Oh, she just attacks twice for fun. I'm gonna need to actually read what the characters are doing. Like what's happening behind the, what's the word? Behind the scenes? So that I can try to figure out what the heck I can even do to like make the cool shit that's happening happen on a regular basis. When she reaches 0 rising fever stacks, she uses time to unpack on a random enemy and it removes 1 seal on her sword. When she does that 3 times, she gains a new moveset. First seal removed. How about that? Yeah, I'm just reading the cards.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
늘 새롭다니까요.
So far, she seems pretty neat. She does have aura. I love her drip.
그럼 끝이다.
속에서
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
늘 새롭다니까요.
완전한 침묵.
It's a lot of enemies. Who's this? Ay caramba.
목을 내놓고
Our
있도록.
little drummer boy. They have so many dice. And that's one of the things I would have expected to see more of. Maybe it's that in these particular fights, you don't, like... In the Abno fights, do you not get extra dice rolls? Or dice rolls attacks? Do you not get extra attacks in those? Because it always seemed to me like as the fight would progress, especially in these fights that have multiple phases, that we would have more dice. I'm not complaining per se, because we're still just raffle stomping all of these dice, but it does seem a little strange to me that we don't have more. Heathcliff gains stacks of a buff every time he either kills an enemy or uses a skill 3. His skill 2 gains extra stack rate for every 4 of those stacks. If you have his skill 3 unlocked and you have his counter skill while he's ready riding the horse, he's at 15 plus SP, uses the skill 3 as a counter instead. Interesting. See, this is, I feel like this is layers of complexity that are probably intended to be available for people who have played the game and know how the game functions already. I feel like this kind of information is, let's say, a bit on the difficult side for somebody who is at Kanto 2 to process.
해보기는
If
할게요.
that makes sense.
안 되면
Right? Like
어쩔 수 없지만요.
that's a lot of shit. You
너무
just put on the table. It is not necessarily easy for somebody who is brand new to the game
잠들어.
to parse getting that
늘
like
새롭다니까요.
ID functional, getting that ID to work. That's some big brain shit, especially considering that, you know, you and most of the people that I've spoken to about this say that the beginning of the game up to, you know, the first real difficulty spike is an absolute joke. Like, why would I ever do any of that stuff that you just listed outside of just making a cool thing happen? Whenever just doing a basic attack is gonna almost one-shot everything I come across. Anyway, I guess there's no reason to do it now. It'll be something I'll have to think about later. I see the exit over there. It's one of the things I'm gonna, again, praise. The comparisons will stop whenever I'm dead. because they made this game directly after Library of Ruina. I'm going to compare it to Library of Ruina. This is another reason why I think that Library of Ruina is superior in a lot of ways, because Library of Ruina gives you new things to mess with and new key pages and new pages as you need them, like as you progress and as you need them, and levels of complexity are unlocked in like a logical, sensible way. I get that I got lucky unlocking these characters, but as a player who enjoys like pacing and leveling up complexity, this seems like they've given me too much. It's like, it's too much. You've given me way too many buttons and dials to press. And I know somebody could just argue, well, you don't have to use them. You know, you could use the IDs in order of appearance and then level them up in order of, but I'm not grinding my face off for this game. I'm not gonna grind off my face to do the XP ticket thing, or to level up all of the IDs to max level, or to unlock all the IDs. I refuse. I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah, I guess we just press the go button. We continue. Got bloody persistent in it. We'll have to distract them somehow before we can get away. Why don't you throw one of us at him? You can bring us back later anyway. Why are you looking at me? Hold on, look over there.
이것은 내가 맡을게.
Leave this to me. Sonia, what are you playing at? Rhodia, what are you talking about? Just let him do his thing. We need all the help we can get. Yeah, I wish the newer, more complex and stronger characters were locked up until you reached a certain point in the story. At least in the dispense menu, but oh well. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, that they decided to go down the gacha route, and that's one of the pitfalls of gacha games, is in order to encourage people to continue to unlock new content and pay for new packs. And I get that, you know, it's not that serious for this particular game. I know that this is the special one, it's the good one, so I'm told, but that's one of the main gripes I have with gacha games, is that whatever is the most newest thing is more often than not the best. I have the same problem with Magic the Gathering, or with Pokemon. Pokemon less so than Magic the Gathering, but the meta always changing, and the best of the best always kind of like shifting and changing as new packs come out. The actual creators of the game are incentivized to create things that are new and have those new things be stronger, or have interesting synergies inside of new things, so that you get card hunters out there trying to, you know, min-max, and what that means for the producers of the game, or for the producers of the cards, is more money, because more people are buying the packs. Rodeo, what are you talking about? Just let him do his thing. We need all the help we can get. No one ever gets help. No one ever helps for free, you know. There's gotta be something.
네가 도끼를 휘두르지 않고서
It's just like how
견딜
you
수
simply
없는 날이
couldn't
있었던
hold yourself
것처럼.
back from using your axe that day.
나한테도 설명할
I'm
게
discovering that I
많아.
might have a similarity.
우발적인
Inexplicable
Dante.
drive. Dante, I take it that your
당신의
organization is working to make
결국은
a
더
better
나은
world in
세상을
its own
만들기
right,
위해
yes? What does a better world entail? For the first time, I was reminded that I had never questioned the motivation of Linda's company. Thankfully, none of my contemplative fudging reached Sonia, and he took my lack of a response as a sign of agreement.
침묵은 때론
Silence
긍정을
sometimes
시사하지.
speaks volumes. I'll take
그렇다는
that as a
것으로 알고
positive. And one more thing,
곧
that
그
child
아이가
will
당신에게도
soon visit
찾아가.
you too. Oh, child? Huh. Sorry, my eyes must have fooled me. I thought I saw something on his forehead for a second. Yes, I mean that boy
내게도
who left
흔적을
quite the
남긴 그
impression on you.
아이 말이야.
It'll be a touching reunion,
그래.
I imagine. Sonia nudges his chin at something behind him. A faint light was shining between the fallen blocks of ice, giving a distinctive glow. The golden bow. Remus Aureus, I cannot. Why is it so fast? Why is it so
이런
goddamn fast?
고의적인
I just want to
충동을
read
일으킬 거란
what the
기대는
thing says. That's why you gotta like flash something on the screen, give me like less than a millisecond to read it, and then have it disappear. Don't expect me to act on the same impulse of kindness next time we
다수의
meet, though.
풍요를 위한
If a clear
명확한 길이
path towards
보인다면
prosperity of the many
난
shows
주저없이
itself before
다른
my
쪽을
eyes, I'll
선택해.
take it without hesitation. After Sonia left us with a mysterious message, the Eurodivier began to show up one after the other. Well, this may have been good at the time as, good God, I cannot fucking read. Well, this may have been as good a time as any for touching farewells, like, I won't forget you. Then I saw that Rodeo was the first to sprint to the exit. Rodion, are you not concerned?
뭐가?
About what? Irrespective of consequential differences, he was nevertheless a fellow of yours.
아,
That.
걘 워낙
He's a
머리를
clever
잘
dude. I'm sure he'll
굴릴 줄
figure out a way out.
알아서 쓸
Figure out a
방법이
way to live and
찾거나.
all that jazz. It says Ramus Arius Recepticus, Receptus, which translates to golden bow recovered or received. Oh, okay. Truly an ideal form of friendship. I do love the word ideal. Sometime later, though I was just about ready to pass out, I had to give Virgilius a brief report on what we went through today on account of his fierce gaze.
잘 들었다.
I see.
하지만
So that's your
마음에
story.
걸리는 것이
There's just one thing
남아있군.
that bothers me though. This man, Sonia, was it?
라는 자
His
말인데
actions during those final moments don't
그자가
quite seem to
추구했던
align with the way he
사상과
pursues his
그러니
ideology.
그자의 의도에
We need to get
대해
a clear idea of
명확히
his true
짚고 넘어갈
intentions before
필요가.
moving on
아,
from this.
잠깐.
Hey, time out. Time
이상도 그러더니
out. First
왜
he's
다들
saying and now
나보다
you two.
소니한테
Why does
관심을
everyone
가지는
care
거야?
more about Sonia than me?
어쨌든
I'm the one who
황금가지를
got the
가져오는
golden bow,
거에
aren't I?
세고
As a plus,
모두
check this out, everyone. From her pockets, Rhodia pulled out a colorful bunch of gaming
이거
chips in her hand.
근처
We
카지노
can
아무데나
exchange
들린
these
다음에
cuties for
교환하면
cash at any
바로
casino,
현금으로 돌려받을
so we
수
should
있어.
drop by
우리
one.
관리자님이
I nabbed
크게
him while on our way,
한탄하셨을 때
while our
날쌔게
one and only
챙겨왔지.
manager hit the jackpot and dazzled the floor. I'm impressed that you thought to pocket all that amidst the
어때
chaos.
베르?
Well, Verge,
임무도 성공했는데
what do you say to a juicy
이번에야말로
serving of
육즙이
prime sirloin
흘러나오는
steak to
툭불
celebrate
등심을
our abounding
먹어야지.
success today?
어떻게
Any thoughts,
생각하지?
Karan?
내피도 먹고
It
싶어하는
seems
것
Mephi
같아.
wants it too. Fresh,
육즙이
succulent,
흘러나와.
juicy meat.
비울래도 그런
Of all the things you can mention.
좋아.
All right then.
19일 골목
I'll
식당
entrust Rhodia into
추천.
the task of locating the
여우지원에게
venue for our
맡기지.
team dinner.
알았어. 부릉부릉.
이제 좀 말이 통하네.
Now we're
역시
talking, Verge. After all is said and done, profound anxiety trembles beneath her grin, but she soon slips it under the mask of levity
나는
without a
좀
trace.
쩐다니까.
I'm pretty rad, aren't I? She is pretty cool. We did it.
대단하네, 유로집이.
Impressive, Eurydice.
그렇게 많은 적을
Not only did you
모조리
manage to
쓸어버린
clear
것도
out the
모자라서
legion
그
of
많은
foes, you also
돈을
burned all that
알잖아요,
cash.
헤르만.
You should know,
옛날부터
Herman, that I've never been a
돈은
friend of
제
capital.
인정하지.
I'll admit you're not like most
보통의
idealists. You actually
몽상가들은
walk the talk.
황금가지를 잘 가지고 오기만 했어도
You'd have earned yourself a further compliment if
칭찬까지
only you had
해줬을
capped it
테지만
all off by
말이야.
securing the golden
로자에게
bow.
그
I showed
세상을
Rhodia that
나를
world,
반하게
the same
만든
ideal reality
이상의
that I
세상.
fell for.
하지만
Alas,
넘어오질 않았던
I suppose it didn't win her
당신이
over.
말한 방법은
It
역시
seems the method
틀렸던
you
것
suggested was
같네요.
wrong after all.
그런
Herman.
말 몇 마디로 꼬드겨줄
She
인물이
wasn't the kind
아니었어.
of person to let a few words change her
그래서
mind. So do you find
다시
this regrettable?
글쎄요. 옛날처럼
Well,
나를
part of me
따라주길
might
바랬던
have
것
wished
같기도 한데
that she'd follow me like in the
아니,
past. Actually, never mind.
옛날과
I
변한
think
게
I'm actually
없어서
relieved to find out that
차라리
things haven't changed at
로자는
all. Rhodia never
모든 게
wished for a perfect,
이상적이고
flawless
완벽한
utopia.
오히려 그런
Rather, she might
세상은
have
자신이
felt
특별하다는 걸
that it would be
확인받을 수
boring to live in
없으니
such a world, since there'd be no
지루하다고
way to affirm that
생각하지
she's
그런
special.
생각이 들더군요.
That's the impression I
외력에
got.
흔들리지 않는
I thought
성인군자인가
her to be a woman of
싶었는데
virtue and unshakable
너랑 다를
principles.
바 없는
Turns out she's but a dreamer,
몽상가였네.
just like
아직
yourself.
그 아이도
She still has a
가야
long way
할
to
길은
go,
멀.
that's all.
로자는
Though
인정하고
I doubt
싶지
she'll
않아.
admit that.
이야기는 잘
I got your
알겠어.
point. I'll keep it in mind for future
이후의
considerations on our
행동
course of
방향.
action.
책망하지 않는 건가요?
You won't scold me for
난
this? I did
당신이
ultimately
시킨 일을
fail to
완수하지
complete the
못-
task you gave me.
나무란다고 해서
Would reprimanding you
가지가
make the bow suddenly
솟아나는
appear at
것은
her feet?
아니잖아.
No,
괜찮아.
it's fine. Wherever the bows
지금
may be
가지들이
right now.
최후의
What matters more is who
가지
claims the
다발을
bundle at the end. A bundle of bows.
끝장냈어. 이제 더는
Basic identity uptide.
개소리는 꿈을 꾸고
Oh, so what do we get? We got free upties for basic identities?
전부 끝내버린.
Basic ego thread spun. Interesting. So we got threads. We got some bonuses. I can't scroll up to see what happened. Yeah, it literally won't let me scroll up. Okay, I can't use the scroll wheel to scroll up. Crow's Eye View Yi Sang, representation of Middle Faust. La Sangre de Sancho Don Quixote. Okay. Backdoor volatility detected. Thread excavation has been unlocked. Not my back door. I wouldn't want to have a volatile back door. That sounds horrible.
It appears that you've grown more familiar with your field command, Dante. Your abilities should now be sufficient to access a core function of Mephistopheles. Press this and enter the mirror dungeon. In the mirror dungeon, you can experiment and test various possibilities. Completing a run grants battle pass EXP and a certain amount of lunacy.
What if I don't care about the battle pass and I don't ever want to engage with it ever, out of general principle? Mirror of Names and Spiders. Season 7's mirror dungeon is called Mirror of Names and Spiders. Select the door to the enter button to begin your mirror dungeon run. Every week you're given 3 weekly bonus eligibilities to gain additional mirror dungeon rewards. Using a weekly bonus eligibility when claiming your reward and receive greatly increased rewards. If you choose hard theme packs for every floor, begin clearing the mirror dungeon run, you can consume 2 or more weekly bonuses at once, and will receive rewards proportional to the number of weekly bonuses used. However, it is more economical and efficient to use 1 weekly bonus at a time rather than to use them all at once. Mirror of Names and Spiders has various options and avenues to spend Starlight to help you through the dungeon, including but not limited to Grace of Stars, Observations, and Wish-Making. The amount of Starlight gained is proportional to the number of floors reached and the number of hard difficulty packs cleared. You can also gain additional Starlight by clearing Refraction Railway theme packs or selecting Starlight Encounter reward cards. You can also gain a large amount of Starlight by extracting a newly released 3-star identity or ego within a certain time frame. Please note that you cannot gain Starlight by obtaining them via the dispenser. Starlight obtained from extraction are immediately made usable for in-progress mirror dungeons as well. Not sure if you noticed, but in the art for Gregor's ego, there's chains wrapped around the Gregor's weird arm, and those chains are some of the sigils of the library's floors. I didn't notice that. The art for Gregor's ego. Yeah, I didn't notice that. It's hard to, it's really, like, even though this is a phone game and I'm playing it on my full-sized computer monitor, it's not easy to see. Maybe there's like an option to zoom in and see the art, but I didn't see that. You can view your currently deployed sinners here. You can view the list of theme packs that appear in the mirror dungeon. And you can view the list of ego gifts that appear in the mirror dungeon. Obtaining an ego gift in the mirror dungeon will add an entry to your ego gift compendium. Select identities to prepare in battle. The levels are fixed to 60 in Mirror Dungeon Hard. Your current identities will be reflected instead up to level 60. Note that, however, identity uptight tiers and ego thread spinning tiers will not be affected. In the Mirror Dungeon Sinner Team loadout menu, you can view each identity's Starlight bonus bars. I don't know what that... What's a fucking Starlight bonus bar? Is that something you said, or is that something... They're just saying shit now. The sum of obtainable Starlight from each identity's Starlight bonus to your current team can be viewed here at the bottom right corner above the confirmation bar. Starlight, which are obtained via Starlight bonuses, are used to activate Grace of Stars. I don't know what any of these fucking words mean. Stop making shit up. Can I just skip all this? I don't ever... Can I just not ever do the Mirror Dungeon? This sounds annoying as fuck. Upon clearing Mirror Dungeon, Starlight bonuses for identities in your current Mirror Dungeon team resets to 0, and every other identity gains 1 Starlight bonus. Okay. Identities that have been swapped in or out during the Mirror Dungeon run will, however, spend nor gain Starlight bonuses. You can skip that. I'm just like... I was already kind of overwhelmed. I want to throw up. Like, it's too much. Why are you doing this to me, game? Can you fuck off? Fuck all the way off. Oh my god, this tutorial is 1 billion pages long. I'm not reading all this. No, I don't want to do that. Can I just play the story? Can you just fuck off and let me play the story? My god. Why is there an exclamation point here?
아침은 무사하오.
It's really hard. Genuinely, it's really hard for me to suppress my irritation with these kind of games. These kind of games are annoying as fuck to deal with. The UI is seemingly designed
동안 잊어버린
to torture me.
나랑
전투.
마음이 어지러울 땐 간다.
Okay, let's just go to Kanto 3. I just like... I don't want to engage in anything else in the game except for the story. Everything else in the game seems like a hassle, a pain in the ass to deal with. Humming along. The sun is almost set, leaving the bus to be shrouded in dusk. Karen's humming a song while driving. I found myself singing along in my head to that strangely familiar
아름다운
tune.
연주는
The most beautiful
세상의
of performances
망가진
are born from
것들에게서부터
broken and ruined
나옵니다.
things. Ironic, the way the
아이러니
world works.
아니지요.
There's an exclamation point since you unlocked a new phrase you can customize your profile with. You get them for unlocking new characters. It's designed to torture me. These games are designed to torture me. They're designed to get underneath of my skin and needle at my every pet peeve, my every single pet peeve that exists. The most beautiful of performances are born from broken and ruined things. Ironic the way the world works. Is that ironic? Is that irony? Is that Alanis Morissette's irony? Virgilius spoke, having noticed that I was looking at the driver's seat. Alas,
온전히
they have
음유를
not the
느낄 수
privilege
있는
to fully
것은
appreciate the glee of their own
정작
music.
그들의 몫이
Oh, how
아니니.
unjust that is.
카론,
Karon, you look
오늘은
like you're in a
기분이
good
좋아.
mood today. Karon nodded.
기분 좋으면
Joy brings
노래-
out singing. I see.
하지만
Although,
너는 오히려
as far as I
울적할
remember,
때
you
그
would
노래를
often hum that song when you got
Karon,
down.
그런
Karen
기억
has no such
하루는 즐거울
memories. Karen
때만
sings
또
when she's happy. Virgilius's eyes seemed to well with a subdued shade of dark, the kind of hue that would be picked right away if someone wanted to express solitude as color. But it only lasted for a brief moment, so I decided to dismiss it as a vivid sunset playing tricks
이제
with the light.
카론이
The
흥얼거리는
world Karon
세상은
hums now is one that
고요한
the world Karon
무채색입니다.
hums now is one that lacks sound and color. Evil Limbus Company. I don't even know how to put it at this point. Like, I came back this morning, I'm like fresh and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm ready, I'm caffeinated, and I haven't lost, I haven't run into any frustrations except for the menu, the UI, and them just dumping content on me. Stop it. Just stop dumping content on me. Let me play the game. Stop throwing tutorials down my throat. We're on chapter 3. We're on Kanto 3. Stop it. I'm not ready for your mirror dungeons. This is endgame content. I'm assuming it's endgame content since all of the characters get boosted to level 60, and I don't care about min-maxing. I just want to enjoy the game. I just want to play the game, and I want to have like unnecessary, superfluous content not shoved down my throat. I just want to enjoy the game. And I feel like every single time I turn my head for a half of a second, Faust is back on my screen telling me some bullshit I don't need and I don't care about. I'm sorry. I'm usually not like this. If you watched me play Lobotomy Corporation, you watched me play Library of Ruina, this is not how I was vibing with those games. This game is like underneath of my skin and needling me. The world Karon hums now is one that lacks sound and color. She's going through a long tunnel with no exit in sight. I'm sure that just like the history of my own life that I've forgotten, Karon and Virgilius must have their own threads of cruel reminders. Pardon me,
너무
I believe that's
개인적인
enough
이야
of personal
당신의
stories, Dante.
업무는
Your work is to manage a
나와
crew, not
친분을
befriend
쌓-
this old guide. When I looked at his face again, that momentary hint of sadness had fleeted, replaced by a faint smile. I gave him a few nods and turned around to check on the sinners. Our bus passengers have had lifted spirits for a while now. It helped that they did what they were assembled for and secured the golden bow for the first time. All the sinners were busy talking about their exploits in Jacob's
내가 그때
district.
딱 카드 내는 걸 봤어야 했는데.
You should have seen me show that
진짜
card right there.
명성만이었다니까.
Seriously, that was a real highlight.
저
I'm starting to
이야기만
get
일곱
sick of
번째
hearing the same
들으니까
story for the 7th time
슬슬
in a row,
지겨워져서
so let me
그러는데.
change the subject.
그래서
Where are we going this
이번
time?
목적지는
This time we're headed to Cape
K-선.
아, 11구.
District 11.
덕분에
Tom's
평생
taken me
가보지도
to all
못했을
sorts of
곳 다
places I'd never
돌아다니네.
thought to visit.
그곳에도 손에
Says
꼽히는
home to
대단한
another
분이
great
계시다네.
individual, and you are
봐봐,
certain to find a
근처에
souvenir
기념품
shop
가게도
there.
있을 것이야.
I've always yearned for a limited edition figurine set.
오, 거기 햄버거
Didn't it
맛있다고 유명한
didn't it
프랜차이즈
also have a
식당 있지
restaurant chain
않았어?
famous for Hamburg steak?
요즘에는
Life has
세상
gotten much
살기가
easier
편해진
these
모양이다.
days, hasn't it? Back in my marching
내가
days,
임무를 위해
all I
행군을 할 때
had was a
입에
pinch of
소금만
salt
물고
in
가는
my
거죠.
mouth.
그러게 말이에요.
I know, right? The
제가
only
항해할
food I
때
could swallow
목구멍에
during my
넘길 수
voyage
있는
was canned soup
음식이라곤
that tasted like iron. Can't wait to
친구인가?
try the steak.
그렇잖아,
Yoshi?
뭐
지역마다 다를 피의
Imagining
색을
the variances in
생각하니
blood color by
침이
region does
고이긴
make me
하다.
salivate.
진짜
Can't
무슨
discuss
얘기를
anything
못
with you.
하겠어.
Hey kiddo,
꼬맹이,
what do you want to eat? Looking for someone to share tales with and have a sensible conversation, Rhodia naturally turned to Sinclair.
싱클레어? 어머,
Sinclair?
얘 왜 이래?
Gosh. Golly, what's
하얗게
wrong?
질렸군.
He's turned
과호흡과
pale.
오한도
He's also
관측된다.
suffering from hyperventilation and tremors. How long has it been like this?
베르길리우스님이
Ever since Mr.
K이사라는
Virgilius
언급을
mentioned K
했을
Corp. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
명령이 없었기
Because you
때문입니다.
did not order me to do so. Marisol stared at me like I was at fault for not doing the obvious. We did it, chat. What did we do? Info dump or beat Canto 3 or beat Canto 2? Because I don't feel like I accomplished anything. Yeah, beat Canto 2. I think that's the last info dump that's forced on you. Like, good, because I'm so fucking done with it. Like, I swear to God, if I have another, like, convoluted, crazy-ass, goofy fucking system that has a 15-page breakdown of what happens, or what I'm supposed to do, or what this new resource that I don't care about or need or want to think about gets dumped on me, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna pop like an overripe grape that hit the floor. I'm gonna explode. I'm done. Good. Good. I'm just gonna skip anything that's not something I can mock Faust with. Like if it's not a short tutorial that I can mock Faust with, I'm skipping it. I don't care. I just got an upset stomach.
진짜
Sorry.
괜찮은 거
Really?
맞아?
Sure you're okay? Now that I think about it, Faust, I'm noticing a trend where one of us has a visceral reactions to the destinations that Virgilius reveals. Additionally, when we arrive, it turns out that a place does have a history with the person in question. Does that have something to do with the reason we joined the company?
우리라고
You just referred to
칭하시는군요.
the team as we. I can't help but notice that you didn't answer the question, Faust. A very valid and reasonable question. Huh?
미묘한 변화의 차이를
It's a part
감지하는
of my
것도
mission to detect the
저희
slightest
주임무라서. 그리고
changes. As for your
수감자들의
question, well, I
입사
can't tell you the
이유에
reason for recruiting the sitters in
상서희가 가야 할
detail. There'd be no
행선지와
point in denying that the
수감자 각각의
destinations and the
신변이
backgrounds of each
어느
sitter are
정도
indeed
관련이
related to a
시다
degree.
아니다부터 말하면
They're
될
all
거야.
office snobs have some
쓸데없이
condition that
혓바닥을
makes them
길게
yap
누리는
on and
건
on about
배운
things that
놈들
be answered
특기인가?
with a pride, yes and no.
Honestly, I'm with Heathcliff here. Why do you talk so fucking much? Just answer the question.
두갈적 발화가 언제 나올지
Hysteria
몰라요.
protarian isn't always correct.
Faust는
Faust simply adopts the
그때그때
most
가장
effective
효과적인
mode of
방식을
communication for the
선택-
given situation.
두-
I hard
뭐?
disagree.
Hister what?
배운 사람이라서가 아니라
It means that you're struggling to
당신이 너무
understand
못 배운
Faust
사람이라
because you're too
파우스트의
uneducated.
말이
Not that
헷갈린다고
Faust
한
is
거예요.
overeducated.
Why you?
Breaking news. Zan agrees with Heathcliff. Oh my god. What is this game doing to me? It's killing me. My brain is slowly oozing out of my ear and into my earbud. Just as Heathcliff approached Faust with his bat shaking in fury, Sinclair suddenly started throwing up on the floor. The bus finally quieted down after that. I can't help but notice we haven't, like, stopped and consumed the masses in a while. It's been a little while since we've pulled over and eaten a bunch of people. I forgot to get my stuff. We'll do pulls at the end of stream if I have enough juice to do a pull. We'll do it at the end of stream. Poor little German boy. Indeed. Poor little German boy indeed. Current average level 15. I don't really want to use EXP tickets unless they're going to actually force me to use EXP tickets. Yeah, middle Outis is OP as fuck. So we got oh, that's right, you weren't here for the end of last stream. We do pools at the end of stream now. And I was absolutely molding. I was losing my shit at the end of last stream because I hit a brick wall in combat that was annoying me. And and I was like, all right, I think I'm done. I'm just like, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm done for a bit. And Putty was like, hey, do some pools. And I went and did a pool, and I got middle Outis on the first pool that I did. I uptied her because when I logged in today, I just got enough resources to do an uptie, so I uptied her to 3. Shortly after the situation with Sinclair was dealt with, by the way, you meant the back streets of District 11 when you said K-Corp's Nest, yeah? I missed pointing it out earlier since everyone got a bit excited there. I rarely misspeak, if ever. I know what I said, Gregor. K-Corp's Nest is where we're going. Alright, but if we're entering a nest, indeed, there's the immigration
난
process.
K사 비자 없는데.
I don't have a
나
K-Corp
빼고
visa.
다들 있는 거
You ain't
아니지?
about to tell me everyone else got one,
뭐냐?
right?
왜 날 보냐?
Why are you looking at me?
방법은
The solution
간단하다.
is simple. C,
다 그리고
I,
뚫릴 때까지
then
축사를
keep on
반복하면 돼.
D-E-R till we've breached the
즉,
defense.
닭,
In short,
쭉.
cider. Whatever that eccentric abbreviation means for Ryoshu, the sinners have learned to stop
링거스
questioning.
컴퍼니 정도의
A company as
회사라면
big as ours
그냥 통과될지도
might get
모를
a free
텐데.
pass.
그리고
Not to mention,
요슈 씨가
breaking
말한
through using a
방식으로는
method, the
엄청난
method
시간이
Ryoshu
소모될
suggested
거예요.
will take ages. How
날개가
badly
관리하는
must you
존재를
underestimate a
대체
nest
뭐라고
actively
생각하는
governed
거예요?
by a wing to say that? Oh, I see. No one's going to take into account how much I'll suffer for that cider, huh? Sadly, none of our sinners bothered to respond to me in any
이스마일이
capacity.
말한 대로
As Ismail
우리는
said, we'll pass
비자를
the immigration
면제받아
without needing a
림버스
visa.
컴퍼니의
Limbus Company has
뒤엔
backing from the
꽤
shareholders of a
다양한
wide
혹시
array of
H사의
fields.
주주님도 아시나요?
Oh, do you happen to know the shareholders of H Corp
제
then?
동생이
They once
어렸을 때
personally visited
붉은색
our home
여권이
because my
아니면 안
younger
된다고
sibling
고집을
insisted upon
부려서
having a red passport as a
직접
kid.
글쎄,
Couldn't say
나 같은
I'm merely
일개
a humble guy
길잡이는
who wouldn't be in the
그런
position to
것까지
know
하는
such a thing.
그렇게
Otherwise, the question
대답할
doesn't seem
가치가
like one that's
있어
really worth
보이는데.
answering.
아, 너무하네요.
How harsh.
그보다 중요한
That
건
leaves the route to the checkpoint as our
검문소까지
concern.
검문소의 심사가
Thorough
까다롭다는
inspection
건
means that there are plenty of
통행권을
people
노리는
looking for an
자들이
easy way in, including those who take
지천으로
the
버스
pass by
근처에
force.
불청객의 소리가
I
많다.
hear several interlopers surrounding the bus. Welp, have bus will battle. Have group will travel. And we're back to slidey slides.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
I've been told that matching colors is not something that anybody should ever care about ever because matching colors is stupid, and Faust was wrong to encourage people to match up colors, and
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
I don't care. I like matching up the colors. Hydrogen bomb versus coffee. Also, one of the big issues that I have with like the concept of specifically god damn it, Rhodia. Rhodia in this situation, should she not be like genuinely upset that we're killing just random bozos on the back street? Like, wouldn't that be like a shitty thing from her
해보기는
perspective
할게요.
to do? Because we're
안
like,
되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
these people are attacking us just because they're destitute, they're probably hungry and they have nothing.
재밌는 순간이에요.
But we're just like mulching them and shoving them into the side of the car. But then she's like, I just want to help people. We need to like feed everybody. Your method is not going to feed everybody. It seems weird.
자,
Matching colors isn't necessarily stupid. It's very helpful for certain teams or triggering certain passes. But Faust does hype it up as its positives too much. Yeah, it's well when Faust was explaining it, she explained it and matching up the damage type that you're doing to the enemy's weakness as basically battle. She's like, this is how you do battle, and I'm like, okay, cool. But turns out that
what Faust told me to do was not really that important. Cock-a-hoop. Charon's cock-a-hoop party.
자, 내리지.
Alright, off the bus. Time to get inspected. And let
혹시나
me
해서
add
말하는
this
건데,
just in case you're feeling
너희
inclined to do
그러니까
your
벌성사납게
usual
사고를
antics.
치고
Don't go
다녀도
around making a scene
이
expecting things to
수비곧
go your way,
검문소에서는
because that will not be
버리는 게
how
좋을
it works
거다.
in this particular place. I thought his words were pretty intimidating, but
K사로
despite the
방문하신
worries,
모든
we
분께
welcome all
환영의 인사를
visitors to the
드립니다.
K-Corp Nest
한
open-heartedly.
줄로 순서에 맞게
Please form an orderly
입장하신다.
line as you enter
안내문에
and
따라
stand where the
적합
instructions indicate. The menacing and interrogative atmosphere could subdue the temper of any first-time visitors, and the sinners were no exception. Yeah, that does look like an airport. I could occasionally hear Sinclair sniffling, followed by Rhodia and Gregor calming him. Any of my questions why were met with heads shaken sideways.
그래, 평소에도
How
이렇게나
nice it is to
질서를
see you all stay in
지키면
line and
얼마나
behave
좋아.
like a brood of chicks on
소풍
an
나올
outing.
당신이 왜?
The Outis ID you have, as well as the entire middle faction, benefit a lot from matching envy affinity skills. Oh, okay. Yeah, and counter spam. We'll see about the whole counter thing. I don't know. I like countering, but like if I can just win the clash outright, if I don't have to think about it, I don't really need to worry about it. I will probably do more defensive abilities in like ego fights or in boss battles or whatever, or if I feel like I'm getting attacked from multiple targets, but I like what's the word? I'm getting attacked from multiple things, but I've only got one action and I can't intercept. Almost all the fingers have IDs that sync with each other, and that's cool. That is neat. I do like it whenever factions sync. Wait, why are you out here? What made you follow us outside the bus this time? Noticing my flustered reaction at the unexpected company, Virgilius opened his
이곳이
mouth.
둥지이기
Because this is a
때문입니다.
nest, Dante.
혹여나 이곳에서
If one of you were to get
예상
into
못한
unexpected trouble
사람한테
here, well,
당신이
Dante, the
전부
responsibility will be a bit
책임지기는
too heavy for you to
어려워질
bear
테-
alone. When Virgilius put it like that, it sounded as if he were saying, "You're not reliable enough to be sent without supervision." But I knew it would be wise to keep this to myself.
끝장냈어. 이제 더는 폭풍 소리에 죄를 떨 필요도.
Most valued
그 소리를
employee.
꼽고 슬픔에
I'm in
빠질 필요도
shambles. It's
없이.
Heathcliff.
전부
Virgilius gotta watch. It's true. It's true. Virgilius does have to. I honestly, I feel like let Virgilius take the wheel.
건가?
금방금방 빠지네요.
You just
10분 정도만
Virgilius could just
기다리면
like
저희
take
차례가
my head off,
오겠어요.
put it in his pocket, and then carry me around and just use me as a revive bot. The line's moving quickly. It'll be our turn in about 10 minutes at
통과
most.
질문은 저희 13명이
Well,
다
all
해야
13
하나요?
of us need to answer
단테 씨는
immigration
말을 못
questions. They
알아들을
won't be
텐데
able to understand
어떻게
Master
해야죠?
Dante, so what should we do? Ishmael seems to have a habit of speaking quickly and being more inquisitive when she
안
gets
그래도
anxious.
그 이야기를
I was
하려던
about to get to
참이여
that.
잘 들어.
Listen up. The K-Corp's official
K사
will
직원은
only ask very simple
이쪽
questions
줄에
to
서
the
있는
passengers in
사람이고
this line,
너희들
and your
또한
answers will be
매우
similarly concise.
신문소
When
직원이
the border official asks
어떤
about the nature of
목적으로
your
한
visit,
림버스
say,
컴퍼니
I'm here for
업무상으로
business. On
왔습니다.
behalf of Limbus
업무
Company,
비자를
please
확인해
refer to my
주세요.
work
라고
visa.
대답을 하면
Remember
된다.
this exact phrase
토시
so that
하나
you can recite
빼먹지
it
마. 그
word for
밖에는
word.
내가
I'll
알아서
take
할
care of the
테니
rest. So if you just have
그저
to prove that you
문제를
aren't here to
일으키지
cause
혹시나 저
trouble.
말을 외우지
Even if
못하겠다면
memorizing that
차라리
is too
입을
much of a
다물고
burden for you,
있으세요.
I suggest that you keep your mouth shut.
그저
You
갖고
can't
계시는
present your
사원증을
employee card. You could present your employee card instead. Keep quiet and don't cause trouble. Easiest task in the world. I sneakily mumbled a sarcastic remark. When Outis is at uptie 4 at 6 plus envy, absolute resonance, her counter turns into her skill 3. This is very helpful since both triggering her skill 3 and using 6 plus envy resonance make her lose rising fever stats on top of her and the rest of the middle faction. Members getting buffed when they hit. Like you're speaking Chinese. I can't read Mandarin. I'm like, I understand generally speaking what you're getting at, but like, that is so far out of my realm of possibility right now. What you're talking about is, it would require for me to completely shift my team so that we had envy, and it would require me having synergy, meaning that I would need to have other ideas that were like, you're doing the thing. You're like way above where I'm at right now, and I get that that is
Like, that will be very useful information to me in like maybe a month and a half when I get to the point where I have enough IDs to maybe start choosing synergies. But at this point, I don't even think I can put a whole team of people together that have non-base IDs. That's how few IDs I have. I sneakily mumbled a sarcastic remark. I was worried that Faust might rat me out, but thankfully, Virgilius was idly staring off into space, sparing me from scathing commentary. I do appreciate Meat Muncher, because like it's helpful to know that like down the line, this particular character is going to be able to get stronger. But I generally have the idea of that anyway because of how uptying seems to work, unlocking new abilities and making a thing much stronger. But I am not playing this off stream. I refuse. I already, like, the only reason I'm playing this is because the friend who bought me Lobotomy Corporation got me into that, stood with me through the whole thing, encouraged me to get Library of Ruina, and helped me and encouraged me through that whole thing. This is like one of his favorite games, and that's one of the only reasons I'm playing it. I'm very, very freemium gacha game adverse. Like I am oil and water. I'm repelled instantaneously from these kind of games. So I'm not doing dailies. I'm not doing any of the things associated with typical gacha gamer play. So it'll at the very least, this will be an interesting kind of like case study or whatever to see like how far can a person get in a gacha game without ever engaging with the mechanics of the gacha game and only ever playing it, you know, a limited number of times. How long is it going to take me to catch up to modern systems or whatever? We'll see. Considering the game gets updated on Thursdays, my time, I can't, like, it's exactly during my streaming time, so I can't stream it 4 days a week. People have already beaten the entire game with only starter characters. Well, yeah, but people soloed, you know, I'm not Giga Chad gamer. I'm not that good. People have soloed Library of Ruina, and I think those people are impressive, but crazy. Impressive and impressively crazy. Virgilius was idly staring off into space, sparing me the scathing commentary. Now, next up, if you have a question, make sure to first ask yourself if it's actually meaningful, then quietly raise your hand. Several hands were lifted, including mine. Rodian. Since the trip's for business, we can carry out our weapons, yeah? Correct. Next. Then, Greg's creepy crawly arm and Dante's Chi-Chi clockhead getting a pass too? That should be the case. For your reference, our manager's head counts as a prosthetic rather than a weapon, which means it'd be approved even if what we had were a tourist visa, powers to revive notwithstanding. Ishmael took the role of model student and answered in Virgilius' stead. It feels like something changed about Ishmael's attitude since the casino job. Hey, how are you doing, Sinner? And thank you for following. Rhodia in chat. We got some Rhodia stands here.
정확해.
Precisely. Gregor and I put our hands down at the same time.
리오슈.
And Ryoshu, put out your cigarette before you speak. I didn't raise my hand. Virgilius was doing his best to ignore Don Quixote's arms stretched skyward, but he finally caved and gave the woman with an adamantly raised hand the chance to speak. Fine, Don Quixote, what is it? For what purpose does that barrier of glass serve? Following Don Quixote's finger, our attention was drawn to the glass wall stood in the middle of the building. On the other side of that clear dividing wall were countless people waiting in line. That line slowed to a crawl. People are sat on the floor waiting for it to move. Looks like they've been here for quite some time. There are many armed guards as well, 3 times as many compared to this side.
대부분 건물에 세워져
Most of the
있는
glass walls you
유리벽은
find inside buildings are there for safety
뭐
reasons.
쉽게
Well, simply
말하자면
put, that line's for backstreet folks. Even each nest handles immigration differently.
어쨌든
But
제대로 된
wherever
비자가
it may
없이
be,
다른
it's
종주로
super
가는
duper
건
hard to get
진짜
into another
진짜
nest without a proper
까다롭거든.
visa.
왜 건문소 근처에서
Why do you think those
목숨까지
bullies
걸고
jumped
우리를
us on the way to the
습격하려고
checkpoint? They wanted
했겠어?
our visa so they could enter the
그리고
nest.
우리가
Problem
해결해
we're
줄
not
수
in the
없는
A problem we
문제이기도
are not
하지.
in our power to resolve. However, that answer didn't satisfy Don Quixote. Whether it was the fault of the gloomy yet oppressive atmosphere of the area beyond the wall, or the disturbances happening in there, I couldn't say.
저희 차례입니다.
Manager, it's our turn now. Right. Our line moved at such a quick pace, we barely had time to chat before it was our turn to answer the official's questions. You hope I find some enjoyment as I play through the main story, even if the gacha aspect of the game absolutely grinds your gears. I am enjoying my time. I'm especially enjoying my time with the story. I think some of the things that might irritate me a little bit are whenever I get like pulled out of or disjointed from the main story, which like every single time I've gone off on the gacha mechanics of the game, it's been because they've taken me out of the story. Honestly, I'd be delighted if all of it was completely locked out of the game and you had to download it separately. I would love for all of the gacha mechanics to just fuck all the way off and to be able to just play the story and enjoy the characters, and I don't necessarily need to be baby handheld through the combat per se. Some bits annoyed me, but you know, I'm figuring out and I'm learning as I go along. I think a lot of bits in Library of Ruina annoyed me and took me a while to get used to, especially with area of effect attacks and things. But you know, essentially what I'm looking for is I'm looking for more of the writing that I got in LobCorp and Library, and that's in the story. Like, that's in the story. I don't care about the mirror dungeons or any of that stuff. And some of the gacha mechanics and tying up, like uptying the IDs that you get, because it is a gacha game and you don't unlock IDs in a sensible order. For example, in the beginning of this stream, I had Outis's new ID that I just unlocked, and I went through that entire ID's like story because I got enough stuff to uptie it, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue what's happening in this uptie story. I had no idea what was happening. It seemed interesting, but it seems like I'm reading like chapter. It's like I pick up a book and I've read chapters like 1 through 7, and then I skipped to chapter 48, and then I read from chapter 48. I'm like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. What's happening over here? And then I'm back to chapter 8. That's how I feel about like uptying the IDs, and I get that they're like from different timelines, so not everything is going to fit nice and neatly into the systems, but my exposure to the middle is very limited. I was exposed very heavily to the thumb and the index in Library of Ruina, but I haven't had a lot of exposure to the middle in the story, or in the universe, that is. You can just skip the uptie stories and then go back to them in the theater menu once you get caught up with the story. That's fair. I could have done that, but again, I was spoon-fed story, and num 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 num, yummy yummy, I like it. I eat it up. It was cool to read. I just was confused. That's all.
기억하세요.
Remember, when you're asked about the purpose of your visit, remind me one more time, and I'll show sangria to you and the official or whatever. She's speaking in code. I love that about her, but I wish there was like in Japanese where you have the furigana but the kanji. I would love to have her shit just explained.
소속 그룹 이유를 말씀해 주세요.
Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit.
어무처 림버스 컴퍼니에서
I've come
왔습니다.
from Limbus Company
사원 좀
Business.
확인
Here's my employee card.
확인했습니다.
All checked out.
Limbus
Next,
Company에서
from Limbus
왔죠?
Company, business
계정이
reasons.
있을
Take a look
텐데.
at my card and all that.
확인했습니다.
All checked out. Next. After our first sinner proved who we worked for, it was a breeze for the rest of us. The official asked the same question in the same dry tone, took a cursory glance at our faces and the employee guards, though based on their speed, it seemed like a customary gesture rather than an actual lookover, then let each sinner pass. Something's amiss over there. The glass wall standing between us and them was thick enough to block out sound. It was hard for us to tell what was going on through the wall. However, I could see what was happening unambiguously. Someone with cuffed hands was being dragged away by security, and a small child was crying next to them, clearly scared and
신경 쓰지
confused.
말죠.
We shouldn't
잘은
bother.
모르지만
I don't know what happened,
나에게
but I guess
금기를
someone broke a
어긴
taboo.
Yeah, so those impoverished vendors in their audacity to break the taboo of not stuffing enough cash in the right people's pockets, am I right?
Are you
지금
mocking me right
저한테
now?
뭐야?
I thought you didn't
신경
care
쓸 일은
because someone's
아니라며.
knickers are in a
너무
twist.
신경.
while I was distracted by Heathcliff, loudly celebrating his first successful tease on Ishmael, our usual suspect sprang forth at her least expected moment yet again. Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. I am come to liberate the weak and powerless. Jesus fucking Christ. See, she's annoying. I would say she's more annoying than Heathcliff in a lot of ways, but she does it in a whimsical way. It's all about your tone, right? Like, I think Don Quixote is the perfect example of it's all about your tone. You can be the most annoying character in the world, but if your tone's right, you know, it's good. I'm here for it. Flabbergastation. They looked up at Don Quixote with a face screaming that it was flabbergasted. Release them at once! Can you not see they are suffering? Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. The official ignored her demand and parroted the same question. All the while, Don Quixote was getting more upset by the minute, and then, in looking through the transparent wall again, I saw the desperate child mouth a scream at the man dragged away in handcuffs. Daddy! Don Quixote. No! If you're unwilling to take action, then I shall myself. Code purple. Code purple. Violation of taboo. K1851 site. Requesting thrombocyte units. Repeat. Thrombocyte. God damn it. Veering away from inquiry like a broken record, the official spoke an intimidating immune response to the radio. Attention, all personnel. Code purple. Code purple. Circulation hall 2. Inspection booth 14. Thrombocyte. Leukocyte. Glaring size. So it's they're sending those are the names of immune system responses, right? So they're sending out, like, I guess, you know, the immune system of the nest, which is like a body. Blaring sirens accompanied the perplexing announcement. All the while, thick metal gates shut around us.
Shuttle smashed her skull in and carried in a body sack.
I doubt that would have made much of a difference. Crombo, Luco, I believe they refer to platelets and white blood cells respectively. It must be them, fitting for K-Corp, I'd say. Looking in the direction Faust indicated, we all saw what she meant. Security forces wearing menacing uniforms, etc., etc. I don't know if we're cooked. Just kill him. Just gun him down. Everything's gonna be fine. Trust. Code purple.
이게 옳은 선택일까?
We're already at recommended level 20. I've gotten used to this sort of situation, but it looks pretty serious. Indeed, we violated a taboo of the wing after all. It's not like anyone was hurt. Can we just talk this through? Faust looked straight into my face. For Faust to face someone directly when she usually stares into empty space as she speaks can only indicate one thing. I must have said something incredibly frustrating. No matter. The wing. Infringement of taboo. A loud explosion left Don Quixote dismembered where she stood. That lethal measures can be taken against the violator without warning. It looks like Border Control isn't willing to forgive us until they dismember the rest of the sinners. Armed security staff was surrounding us on all sides. You never cease to surprise me. You managed to wring out the last drop of expectation I had left you. I'm keeping out. Pin the whole thing on her or take responsibility or whatever. I thought you accompanied us to handle situations that our manager can't alone. Came with you to take care of inevitable problems, not have a pissing session in the wind. Virgilius casually pushed his way through the line of armed guards and leaned against a wall. This is the part where people usually start having to use the XP tickets, but maybe you can get through it with Outis. I'll just use all of my XP tickets on Outis. Most of the units were level 40. Most of your units were level 40 at this point? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I am not anywhere close to level 40 at this point. Alright, so blunt damage. They don't like blunt damage. So let's hit them with the blunt if possible.
거긴 킬존이다.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at level 40, that seems like unreasonably beefed out at this point.
거긴 킬존이다. 갖고 놀기.
Holy shit. She's going sicko mode.
그쯤 해줬으니 보장자 한번 벗겨야겠군.
God damn. I do enjoy watching our new Outis ID absolutely smash mad ass. Somebody died? Yeah, it looks like one of my characters died. I did defend with her, but she got cooked anyway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to start using tickets. This is hopeless? Oh my god. Ishmael got turned into paste. Yeah, I saw that.
준비한 기믹은 이게
I mean,
다인가?
Ishmael's not using a base ID, but like straight up, like I don't want to spend XP tickets on base IDs. Like I feel like that's incredibly lame, right? Like, does that not feel lame to anybody else here? I feel like that's super stupid. Incredibly, yeah. Like I don't know. It seems dumb. I don't want to do it. So I'm not gonna. You can't make me.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
이제 갖고 놀기.
Gun them all down. Ishmael, carry, or not Ishmael, Outis. Mana Outis, carry me all the way to heaven. Kill them. Gun them down. Yeah, she just eliminated, I think she killed one and stagger plus the other guy. Insane. She's a god. Now we're just gonna double dodge and triple dodge because the other IDs, the IDs that are not Heathcliff and Outis are
거긴 킬존이다.
they're just not doing it. They're not cutting it.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Only 2-star that is actively used that I can think of is boss. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I would not be opposed to swapping up the characters that I'm using. I don't have any other IDs. Literally the only 2 good IDs I think I got were
머리통을 박살내주마.
were Outis and Heathcliff. I'll have to take a peek on my bench and see what I have still, but I don't know. I'm working with a mixed bag here. I don't get to pick. I just have what I have.
머리통을 박살내주마.
God damn, girl.
갖고 놀기.
There really needs to be a combat log. Putty's said this multiple times, but like I can't tell what the fuck is going on. I can see the total here, the total amount of damage she's done. It's sick. Like I love seeing Outis just go sicko mode and kill everybody, but like it is confusing as hell. Really, just gonna watch from here, from there. You won't sway me with that look, manager. I'm nothing more than a guide that none pay heed to. It would be impertinent of me to brandish my weapon. Well, to meddle one final time, K-Corp Singularity takes the form of healing bullets that restore most wounds in the blink of an eye. I suppose it could be compared to that ability of yours. Hey, wait! Completely ignoring my feeble plea. Not that they could hear it, K-Corp security guards closed in on us. Trying to solo a fuck-ass Kanto 7 boss with her because your game keeps crashing?
엄마밖에 없지?
So wait, like we just got 18 bonus experience, and I feel like the amount of experience that I'm getting per like random level is not enough. Like I feel like it's not enough to be able to go up any higher. or to like get the IDs that I have any higher. Let's take a real quick peek here and look at the IDs that I have unlocked. So I do have this Honglu. So it says, yeah, I do have this Honglu ID, but the problem for me is like I don't want to spend my precious little XP tickets on IDs that I'm not going to use long term. And there's this one right here, but these are not leveled up. And leveling them up, like using the XP tickets, is basically the only way to beef up something by not grinding, right? Yeah, fights give fuck all XP. So where do you get XP if you're not like using XP tickets? How does one EXP?
좋은 아침이에요, 단테님.
Is that like
저희 주방장님이 그랬는데.
What is it? In Drive, there's the Luxcavations. You just do Luxcavations, and that's how you do it. You don't. Okay, so XP tickets are like the only way to level up your IDs. I remember because Putty talked a lot about this game while she was working on leveling up, and I remember her talking a lot about her experience and like how she never had enough XP tickets. And now I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, I could see that. Like if you didn't grind basically every day, converting your Ennickaflin into nodes, and then spending those nodes in Luxcavation, and then spending those EXP tickets to level up IDs, I could easily see how you'd hit a brick wall pretty quickly too. Well, I think if we have any character that we're going to spend XP tickets on, I feel like spending some on your girl Outis is a good way to spend them. We'll take her up to 25. And we'll just let her carry. You can get EXP tickets from the event shops. When you say event shops,
좋은 아침이에요, 단테님.
you're talking about
저희 주방장님이 그랬는데.
like what? Not extract, dispense. Oh my god, I want to throw up. I want to throw up. I hate it. What are you talking about? You can change which ID is showcased on the window by tapping the center icon. What are you talking about? I can change which ID is showcased on the window by tapping on the center icon. So the window, I can change which character is showcased. Yeah. I see.
관리자님은
전
So this here.
관리자님은
우리 관리자 양반은 평소에
Yeah, but I don't really care.
그럴 듯
나중에 집에 돌아가게.
It doesn't really matter, right? Like that does nothing.
좋은 아침이에요,
It has
단테님.
no effect on anything, right? Yeah, we'll see then on Friday this week. We'll see what happens. You can make it an ID. Okay, yeah, but what does that do?
좋은 아침이에요,
That does
단테님.
nothing, right?
저희 주방장님이 그랬는데 몸을 움직이는 것은 그다지 선호하진 않아요.
But that does nothing,
가끔씩
right?
내킬 때 할 뿐이죠. 그것보단 차를
우리 관리자 양반은 평소에는 뭐 하면서 지내나?
바쁘긴 합니다만
That does nothing, correct?
관리자님이 부르신다면 비겁하다라. 그놈이 내 얘기는 안 했나
Okay,
보군.
yeah. Moving on then. Let's go back into combat and have everybody on the team die instantly. That'll be fun. I can't help but notice that the Ennickaflin cost to get in here has also
볼 것도 없이
increased
처형이군.
significantly. Let's see. They have no elemental weaknesses, so literally just we're going for blunt.
부드럽게.
The Ennickaflin cost increases up to 20 and it stays like that for the rest of the game. Alright, I mean that makes sense. I think we're gonna go for the dominating.
부드럽게.
Oh, Ishmael is killed.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
다음은 머리다.
Need to get me some maracas. Oh, we've got a stagger plus plus and a stagger. Oh, Heathcliff got staggered. That's not fun. Hopeless. Oh, it's it's you. Poor guy.
머리통을 박살내줘.
I think our team might be cooked again. Whenever someone dies, they die in real life. That tracks.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
We're just going into defensive mode for the characters that are not that I didn't get XP tickets on. The longer they survive, the less opportunity that enemies have to do fun stuff, like beat the ever-loving hell out of them.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게. 준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가? 그럼 끝이다.
He's headless horse. The Doulahan, right? Overwhelmed.
부드럽게.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고.
Total 43, total 68.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장장.
And then she's just doing her second attack. 69, nice.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Ishmael's like, I'm here! / Very, very little damage, but ever since I started going into hard defense on the characters who are basically not okay, everything seems to be going significantly better for keeping them alive when I just go full defense. Some IDs can kill our other IDs to get fucked those guys. Usually I feel like that's how most video games work, is some things can kill other things because fuck those guys. Victory. Some allies kill other allies. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. I had heard that there's some, like, I think Necro said that, like, one of his favorite builds is where you have, like, your character kills all of their teammates and then goes sicko mode. Which is, as a conceptually, I think that's fun. 2 battle. How many levels? Oh, he got 3 levels from that.
이게
Level 4.
옳은 선택일까?
I'm bringing a level 4 into a level 20 fight. We're here for it.
부드럽게.
Coughing baby versus hydrogen babies. I thought it was hydrogen bomb. What's a hydrogen baby? Oh, they healed. Instantly heal.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
If you deploy Outis first, she gets attack slots faster. What do you mean if I deploy her first?
그쯤 해줬으니 포장자.
Is she not deployed first? I don't know what you mean exactly. She's attacking first, but I think that's just because her speed die are faster. So you're saying like I have to put her in the #1 slot for deployment? I didn't know that matters. Like in deployment order when you're selecting your characters, I have to choose her first. I think that's a bit silly. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's stupid. that's like that. I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything like that. I think that is a dumb mechanic. Deployment order. I think it's also a bit stupid that it's not explained at any point that deployment order affects that, or maybe it was explained. Maybe it was just inside of a wall of text that just drowned everything else out. I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it?
머리통을 박살내주마.
In these fights where you get more attack slots, it turns progressively
이게 다인가?
by the deployment order. Okay. Makes sense.
머리통을 박살내주마.
Run them all down. Oh, she's staggered. I think she just got turned into paste. Yikes.
그럼 끝이다.
Oh, beat him off with your maracas. Uh-oh, never mind. We lost. He got through to me on his 3rd coin.
머리통을 박살내주마.
This means you can also deploy less sinners to have specific character slots. Oh, that makes sense. If you want to have, like, if I wanted to have, like, one character get
이게 다인가?
all the dice and get a fuck ton of attacks, I could do that. That makes sense.
부드럽게.
20. Slice him to bits. 83 billion damage.
그럼 끝이다. 자.
Honestly, I just want to run. I want to run Maraca Boy Sinclair forever, just because I think it's really funny. Kind of hard to beat someone off with maracas. Oh, I bet you. I'm like willing to bet you hard cash right now, and like. I'm willing to bet you hard cash right now that Rule 34 has somebody beating somebody off with maracas. I'm willing to bet you money right now. Sad news, another big played in a middle team is Heathcliff. Listen, my dislike of Heathcliff as a character is going to stand indefinitely. It just is what it is. My inclination to putting him on my team is going to be about performance. Whoever is going to be the best character or the best set of characters to make the most solid team to get me through the combat in this game, that's going to be who I choose. So it doesn't even matter to me at this point. I'm just like, whatever.
부드럽게.
Middle Heathcliff Prague or Prague? Maraca Sinclair was actually used to beat an endgame stage in the least possible turns because of how abysmal his speed rolls are. You'd figure being a dancer that he'd be fast, so. I'm not worried about Heathcliff becoming likable. I'm not. I barely spend any of my time thinking about Heathcliff at all.
머리통을 박살내주마.
There are there are so many characters that I already like in the game that, you know, Heathcliff being bad is kind of balanced. You know, Heathcliff and Don Quixote both being bad in the widely different ways that they're bad, I think is super fun. And I'm here for it. You know, I'm glad that Heathcliff exists. If for nothing else, that I get to do the Brit voice and mock him openly. I think that that's fun. K-Corp Singularity, HP bullets. Any would-be fatal injuries we managed to inflict were healed away with a single shot of those regenerative rounds. It was only a matter of time before the thread by which Heathcliff's patience was snapped.
I can't take it anymore. This has got to be more pointless fight in the world. Can't you see?
I told you. Entering into conflict with a wing is an exercise in futility. Just didn't know the futility would hit us right away. The flesh regrows as soon as it's removed. Difficult to continue on with combat. Really? Art can be rubbish like this, huh? Ryoshu made the most painful expression I've seen from her, begrudgingly swinging her sheath around. Cuts and slashes will mend before even a drop of blood can spill from them. There couldn't be a worse battle for Ryoshu to fight. Isn't there anything we can do? Two immortals locked in combat until Judgment Day. It's true, we did have healing bullets. I think LobCorp, because LobCorp had the energy singularity and everybody needs more energy, LobCorp probably had access to significantly more singularities. They were obviously using, what was it, W Corp singularity, and they had a contract with what's it called? They had the contract with, god damn it, Neo, what corp is that? R Corp? Yeah. So they had a ton of different agreements. HP, or Helipoesis, is a bioengineered technology that allows for the continuous repair of damaged or lost cells. One dose already lasts considerably long, so imagine what that means for those possessed who receive a constant supply. To put it simply, you can't reasonably defeat them in combat. Even Faust was shaking her head in despondency, but then... In the height of chaos, I have arrived at last! A peal of overwhelmingly energetic laughter rang through the air. Who's this wacky character?
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
65% of the whole team's damage. Not surprising. Not even close to surprising. A figure approached us with terrifying force, reminiscent of a frenzied beast.
Oi.
뭐가 달려오고 있는 거야?
What the? What's that thing running at us?
앞으로 3초.
ETA is 3 seconds. Manager, your judgment. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. Virgilius was the one who showed no surprise. To be more clear, he was more displeased than unsurprised at the apparently expected arrival. There you are, K-Corp superstar. A jovial-looking man appeared amidst the chaos with an obnoxious laugh. Greetings, one and all! You are free to share stories of the heroic feats you are to witness here, but photographs and more will require permission from K-Corp. Alas, I must attend a magazine interview in half an hour, so I cannot overlinger. I pray you to understand. Was wondering when you'd come. I heard you became a wage-serving a wing. Siegfried. Aha, I see your tongue is as sharp as ever, dear fellow. We've met this guy, haven't we? Have we met this guy? I feel like I've heard Siegfried before. I rushed here at once in response to Code Purple, and methinks your friends were the perpetrators. Not exactly friends. I hope you understand that I have nothing to do with this notion. In that case, Yep, I'm counting on you to give them a spicy lesson.
What are you two muttering about? Don't bow well.
동감.
Agreed. From
어디서
under what
굴러온
stone
놈이지?
did he come out?
Well, it appears that some of you come from faraway lands. Right then, I shall grant you all the privilege of photography for this special
우리를
occasion.
아주 길거리
He
추종자처럼
treats us
대하고
like
있고.
worshippers on the streets. How
감히?
dare you? Yeah. Don Quixote just came. Like, actually came. What's wrong? That man, the man himself.
우리가 좀 바빠서
We're in a hurry, so get this done within 1 minute if possible, and keep that clock head out of this. A prosthetic, is it? Right then. Make it 50 seconds. Both a skilled fighter and talented performer, I could only watch in awe as he proved himself to be nothing short of a hero. Now, look here once more. I'm sure all our fans will love it. This fighter is too damn strong. What did you do just now? Well, isn't that cute? One after another, he made short work of the sinners. Virgilius watched the carnage with a pleased expression.
동지에서
About
주제도
time
모르고
they
나대면
Captains of the kick
어떤
up the ruckus in
결과를
the nest thinking they
초래하는지
can get away with it.
단테
Dante, you may not
전에
remember it
당신은
at the
기억이 안
moment, but at one
나겠지만
point you used to be something of a
당신도
bigwig,
어쩌면
so to speak. I was? I just couldn't picture it. Right now, I'm just a powerless leader who fumbles in an emergency, constantly being chewed up, spat out, and ignored in the trash by my sinners. They've even started treating me as the team's field medic. To think that this miserable manager used to be the respected leader of many sometime in the past. I felt a genuine desire to ask Faust for another way to recover my
하지만
memories.
기억을 잃었다는 사실이
However, your memory
당신의
loss
관리
does
소홀에
not
대한
wholly
온전한
excuse all the faults in your
면죄부가 되어줄
performance as
순
the manager.
없죠.
I'm certain you understand what I mean. I thought of the staff at the K-Corp checkpoint. They showed no pity for the family they were about to tear apart, treating it all as nothing more than part of the due procedure. Although Don Quixote got us into trouble when she sprang forth to rectify injustice, I just know it would have haunted my sleep for days if we turned a blind eye. And seeing Heathcliff tighten the grip on his weapon to Vane's as he witnessed the disturbance. If not Don Quixote, I feel at least one of us would have intervened. Truth be told, I didn't do everything in my power to keep Don Quixote down. Virgilius isn't necessarily wrong when he says that the blame rests on me for causing this. Taking back my head might not be for the best after all,
이거
Virgilius.
참
Ah dear, I've got to tell him the
다음엔
microphone
꼭
next time. I'll take it that you've gotten my point.
음,
Hurrah!
46.5
46.5 seconds. Another day, another heroic tale of
세계를
justice
전-
written. Looks like
무대는
the curtains have
끝난
closed. Time to
모양이군.
rewind, Dante. Sometimes you get a random chance on startup that Don Quixote screams Limbus Company. It's pretty epic. That is adorable. Episode 2. The also 2, not the number 2. After 12 whirls of agony, the sinners were all back in one piece. The massacre must have been humbling because it feels rather strange seeing them this
어떻게
quiet.
지내고 있었는가 붉은
How's
시선.
life been, Red Gaze?
요새 총
We've
얼굴
rarely
보기가
had a chance to
힘들었는데
meet in recent times.
동지 속
Haven't shown
우수한
up to the
해결사들의
League of
모임에도 안
Excellent
나오고
nest-dwelling fixers lately either.
내가 초대장을 무려
Were you
수십
unable to
장이나
read the
보냈는데
dozens of invitations
주소
I sent you?
바꿨어.
Changed
그리고
addresses. I don't have time to
당신처럼
lick top brass
충실하게.
boots like you're doing. I don't know what happened between these two, but Virgilius is a bit hostile here,
첫
right?
보기에도
The difference
둘의
in
성향이
disposition
다르다고
between them
느끼지
is
않나요,
rather
단테?
clear, isn't it, Dante?
In what ways?
간단히
Simply
말하자면
put, Mr.
지프
Siegfried
프리티시는
can be described as a
해결사
pro-wing
중에서도
fixer
나에게
based on the
친화적인
views he
반면에
expressed.
배려를
On the other
쓰시는
hand, our guide Virgilius
해결사만의
sought
독립성을
independence as a
추구해
fixer.
영향력이 강한
He
어느
believed that a
한
fixer
곳에
loses
해결사가
sight of the core
종속되는
principles the
순간
moment they become subordinate to an
해결사가
influential
지켜야 함
entity.
있는 자들 한정해서
He is someone who is
누구보다
strict towards
엄격한
those with
잣대를
power,
들이밀어
after all.
While speaking with Faust, I saw... Oops. I've gone done, clicked past the thingy. While speaking with Faust, I saw Don Quixote quake and approach Siegfried with shaky hands. She must have been honored to see him, even after being mincemeat in his hands mere moments ago. I've collected figurines sculpted after you. Though I've yet to have my hands on limited editions, I set my heart on becoming a magnificent fixer such as you.
해결사
An
꿈나무가
aspiring fixer. I have
시간이
little
얼마
time to
없지만
spare, but more than
사인은
enough for an
해줄 수
autograph. Is it true? Then would you sign an autograph here? Slow breaths, Don Quixote.
안내합니다.
Attention.
상황 종료.
Code purple dismissed. Code purple dismissed. All codes
상황-
cleared. Huzzah! That's a job
그럼
well done.
또
Now then,
어디선가에서 보도록 하지.
until we meet next.
Leaping with a tremendous force, Siegfried vanished into the air. Although there was a small delay, we did get a travel permit in the end. Virgilius returned to the bus in the meantime, or perhaps he only got off knowing that we'd run into that Siegfried. He looked rather upset as he walked away, but no one else seemed to care that much. She's carrying around a little snail trail. Clueless to the surrounding frigidness, Don Quixote was happy as a clam, caressing the sheet of paper autographed by Siegfried. I must be caught in a dream, Manager Esquire. Will you pinch my cheek just once? Just as I was about to give the blissful Don Quixote a word, while we walked out of the border checkpoint, an armored vehicle stopped before us. A newfound foe. Bold of them to challenge us right in front of a Nessus checkpoint. This vehicle is from LCC, the clearance department. Following Faust's plain reply, the vehicle doors
나
opened.
참.
Jeez.
왜 이렇게 오래 걸린 거야?
What took you so long?
일근처를
We had to
세
cycle
바퀴나
3 laps
뱅뱅
waiting for it to
돌았잖아.
be over. A couple of familiar faces appeared out of the car, Effie and Sod. Even though their outfits had changed, their faces were greased with as much confidence and poise. People from the before team, eh? Something about you looks
분위기가 좀
different, gotta
달라졌군
say.
그래.
그건 카지노
That was a
잠입을 위한
disguise we had in order to
위장복이었답니다.
infiltrate the casino. It was
결과적으로는-
ultimately useless, though. Still,
그
got that
신부를
sharp
지르는
tongue,
말투.
too, huh? My chest ached a little at the thought of the harmonious cacophony that was our last operation. Sod.
쏘다.
You see that hand on the clock
지금
trembling?
바르르 떨리는
You'll
거고요.
make them cry. I
장난이랍니다.
was just being playful.
실력으로는
While
아직
you had much
발전해야 할
room for
부분이
improvement in
한참
regard of
남아
skill,
있었지만
I've made up my mind
그래도
to admit that
LCB 부서만의
LCB
색깔이
department
있다는 걸
has its own
인정하기로 해.
character. In spite of the rough path we took, it sounds like we did leave a positive impression on the
기포팀들은
two.
먼저
The
작전
before
현장에
team was supposed to
도착했는 줄
be on site
알았는데요.
at this hour,
다른
wasn't it?
대원들은 이미
The
도착해 있을
others
거야.
should be there already. We
너희들이
decided to
알면
wait for you
유용할
because we
추가
had
정보가
useful
있어서.
intel to share. In any case, you cared about us,
어떻든
right? Do we have a couple
너희들도
of new
우리의 매력에
fans knee
헤어나오지
deep in our charm?
못하고 그런 거 있잖아.
You know, something like
귀신같이
the sort of
맛없는
food that's
재료들만
cooked from
모아놓아서
ghastly ingredients,
요리했는데
but the end result a
묘하게
pleasant
맛있는
surprise. Yep, had a
전장에
lot of
그런 게
that on the
많았지.
battlefield. Miserable to swallow, but
분명
somehow
먹을 거.
memorable.
두분 다
What kind of
어떤
food have you two
음식을
been eating?
드셔?
저 그런데
By the way,
전달받을
what's the
정보란
intel you were going to
어떤
share with
이번
us?
목표 지점 말이야.
It's about our target location.
우리 말고
It seems another
다른
faction has
집단이
occupied the
점령해
place.
있는. 그래서 우리 쪽에서도
We're putting
평소보다
in more
많은 인원을
manpower than
투입하고 있어.
usual as a result.
그래봤자
I bet they're
또
yet another
어디서
swarm
모여드는
of
쇳바리 같은 놈들이겠지.
gadflies? Attracted by opportunity. Gadflies. I think I understand generally by context, but I just want to double check. Gadfly. Don Quixote gets infinite forehead smooches. That's true. A persistent, irritating critic. A nuisance. Someone that acts as a provocative stimulus. A goad. Okay, somebody who goads. Yet another swarm of gadflies attracted by opportunity. As Outis pointed out, we weren't new to encounters against a group of foes drawn near the golden bows. For our first mission, straggling soldiers from G Corp took shelter in the abandoned facility, and our second, a variety of gangs inhabited the casino.
안타깝지만
Unfortunately,
이번
our opponent this
상대들은
time
예전
won't
같은 부스러기는
be
아닌
some
모양이야.
crummy no-names like before.
심사 기록을
We took a
슬쩍
peek at the
살펴보니까
immigration inspection records and
주
found
전
that
엔사에서
N-Corp dispatched a
대거
legion of
파견한 기록이
employees
남아
a few
있었어.
weeks ago. Same
심지어
destination as ours, too.
공식적으로 드러난 행보는
Though this wasn't an
아니지만
officially
K사
disclosed
쪽에서도
activity,
심사
seeing
통과를
that
해준 걸로
K-Corp
봐선
has let them pass
모종의
means they might have
거래가
made a deal under the
있었어.
table. Which, if
N사에서
that's
미리
true that
파견이 와 있는
N-Corp
게
has sent staff in
사실이라면
advance, then the
가는 길이
journey won't be a smooth
순탄하지만은
one.
그렇군.
See, I'm worried we might make enemies
이거
of several
자칫하다.
wings as we
장기적으로
go on.
봤을 때
In the long
말들
term,
간의
conflicts
충돌은
with the wings will be an
불가피한 수순일
unavoidable
거예요.
step of the process.
하지만
Judging
N사에서
from the fact that
공식적인 파견을
N-Corp
공표한
hasn't
게
made
아닌 걸
this
봐서는
motion officially known,
단순히
it
이익
could end
때문에
as a simple
충돌로
conflict of interest.
어쩌면
Furthermore, we can't
그들이
discount the
진정으로
possibility
원하는
that it's not the golden bow they're after.
어찌됐든
Doesn't change that we're
여기저기에
convenient
써먹기
pawns
편한 게
for our
우리라는
higher
건
ups to throw
부정되지.
around either way.
맞아.
Oh, right. I
K사
heard
입국
some
관리소에서
morons caused the
소동을
scene at
일으킨
K-Corp checkpoint.
멍청이들이
Did you
있다고
guys see
했는데
who they were?
소문이라는 건
Rumor
참
travels with
빠르게
such haste.
퍼지는군.
'Twas as though
마치
astride
로션한테
Rocinante. Don Quixote hung her head, possibly in embarrassment. Perhaps she's finally starting to learn that her reckless actions have repercussions. That, or I'm mistaken, and she's glad that more people know of what she's done.
아깝지 뭐예요.
Some
그런
dumbass
광경은
idiots caused
자주
a bunch of
볼 수
problems
있지도
for us.
않았을
Wonder who that
텐데.
could have been. Wonder who that could have been. Shame I missed it. That's not the kind of spectacle you see every
목숨이 여러 개
day.
있는 게
Really,
아닌
who in their
이상
right mind would
누가
mess with a
감히
wing at a
입국
border checkpoint unless they had lives to
관리소에서부터
spare?
설마
Please,
Don't tell
자,
me.
시간도
Come on,
얼마
we don't have
없고
much
하니
time. We
빨리
should get
이동하자.
going.
이런
Ah, dear Mr. Virgilius is nowhere to be seen again.
그 양반
Oh, him?
먼저
He went back to
버스로
the bus
아쉽네요.
first. What a pity. I
이번에야말로
didn't want to miss my
얼굴
chance
한번
to say hello.
다음에는 꼭 인사를 하고
We'll leave an
말겠어.
impression on him next time.
너희
Mark my
대신
words.
우리를
I'm planning to
합류시킬
ask him if
생각은
we can join the
없냐고도
team in your
물어.
stead. What? That's the reason you wanted to meet
마냥
him?
농담은
That wasn't
아니랍니다.
entirely a joke. See you at the
이따가
site then.
너희가 무사히 도착할
If you
수
can get there in one
있다.
piece, anyway. A foul villain named Don Quixote caused it all. A little innocent idiot caused all the ruckus. Nom nom nom, story, story, story. A pouty Charon and the cold stare of Virgilius awaited us on the bus. The air was heavy with a sense of oppression, leaving little room for lighthearted jokes.
늦었어.
You were late.
카론
Charon
100까지
counted to
샜는데도
100
너희 안
and
왔어.
still didn't
카론.
come. Charon. She seemed to have a few more words ready to be flung in that icy tone, but Virgilius put a hand on her shoulder and gave her glance.
베르, 카론은 지금을 기억할
Charon will
것입니다.
remember this. Sorry about
다음에
that. I'll buy you
사탕
something
사줄
sweet
테니까.
later. Charon sat in the driver's seat without further complaint, and Virgilius slowly turned to us. If there was one thing the sinners and I were good at, it'd be sensing imminent danger and making way. Dispersing from the group, we scuttled away in our seats, leaving only Don Quixote anxiously standing in the aisle of the bus.
변명을
Let's hear your
듣겠다.
excuse, Don Quixote.
본인은
I could not turn a blind eye to that weak
그냥
being
지나칠 수
persecuted.
아니,
No.
틀렸지.
Wrong. My vision couldn't follow what happened in that instant. I have nothing to blink, so it shouldn't have been possible for me to miss a moment, and yet... When I caught up with the situation, the first thing that came to my sight was Don Quixote brought to the ground, shoulder trampled under Virgilius' shoe.
나는 변명을
I
하라고
asked for an
했지.
excuse,
네
not a
사상을
justification
변호하라고
of
하지
your
않았다.
views.
처음이 아니지,
This
돈
isn't the first time
키호테.
either, Don Quixote.
벌써
You're
세
responsible
번이나
for 3
비슷한
separate
일이 있으니
incidents
정신
already.
나간 짓
That's
때문에
3 times
세
you've jeopardized
번이나
our work with your
일이
deranged
어떻게
behavior. What do you
생각하지?
think? Speak.
본인을 위해
While my own actions did inconvenience my colleagues, Don Quixote's pain grew louder, but no one stepped in. Of course, she was being punished for her own actions. But more than anything, it was evident that disrupting this wasn't going to make the situation better.
생각을
I was asking
물었다고.
for your thoughts.
왜
Why do you
말을
not
알아?
understand this? I was speaking only to be interrupted.
너는 여기서
What
미안하다는
you
말을
should have
했어야
said to me
해,
at the
돈
get-go was an
키호테.
apology, Don Quixote.
덧붙일
Anything
거라면
you'd add
앞으로
should be an
어떻게 할
elaboration
것인지
on how you plan to
계획을
improve your
말했어야
conduct.
했고.
Well, 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 I visited the consequence of mine own actions. What unjust...
답을
Thou art
정해놓고 말하고
demanding a
있잖소.
specific answer out of me.
모르나?
Don't you know? The company
회사는
already has
대부분
the
정해진
correct
답을
answers
갖고
for its
있다.
employees.
그
Questions are
답을
only
맞출
asked
수 있는
to see if you can
길을
get it right.
회사가 너
You're sorely
따위에게
mistaken if you
의견을
believe the
묻고
company is
있다고
sincerely
생각하면
curious about your input. The
회사가
company insists
그렇다면
so, then I'm sick of this. Virgilius kicked Don Quixote, tossing her to the floor. Then, gripping her fall by the collar.
입사할 때를
I'm sure you
기억하고
remember what
있겠지.
went down when you joined.
그날의 거래를
I hope
잊지
you haven't forgotten the deal we
않았으면
struck that day,
좋겠습니다.
Miss
Don.
Don Quixote. Virgilius's eyes glistened with a much brighter hue of red than usual. Staring directly into them, Don Quixote soon gave back a nod without another word.
여기까지.
That's all. Back to your seat. Watching someone who usually exuded pride and confidence quickly shift to such a discouraged, crestfallen state didn't exactly make for a pleasant sight. Though, a deal that got Don Quixote to go silent simply by bringing it up, it makes me wonder what it was about.
다른 놈들도
The same goes for the
마찬가지다.
rest of you.
회사는
A company isn't a platform
자아실현의
for fulfilling
공간이나
egocentric dreams
사상을
or preaching
설파하는
big
참
ideas.
취업
If you
규칙을
would still go against the
위반하면서도
terms of your
돌발
employment
행동을
contract to act
하겠다면
unprompted, consider the
자신이 치를
consequences before you do.
대가를 죽는 게
You'll
낫다고
spend a grueling period
생각하겠지만
being unable to
죽지
escape,
못할
not through
거고
death, not through struggles,
프리랜서가
but
되고 싶어.
severance.
그래도 저 양반.
I guess getting help
그-
from that guy. Who was that again?
아이고,
Mr.
뭐더라?
Zach
그저
Friedtray or
자크
something?
프리더 씨한테
Must have
도움을
ruffled his
받은 게
feathers.
시크
It's
프리트님.
Lord Siegfried.
본격적으로 작전 시작도 안 했는데
The mission
잔소리나
hasn't even started and we've
들었잖아.
already got a scolding.
그러니까
Have some
눈치 좀
tact
보면서
before you
행동해.
act, Kay?
언젠가
I
한
knew this day
번은
would
이럴
come
날이
sooner or
올 줄
later.
알았어요.
We should all be careful from now on.
둘 다 왜 나를 야리냐?
What are you
죽고
two
싶냐?
birds gawking at me looking to get stoned? fine. I got it.
알았어.
Bro's got deadlights. It's true. Combat? Combat! Level 22 combat, too. I'm basically out of XP tickets, so we're leaning heavily on Mama Otis. With the conflict sorted out, the bus finally departed. Looking out the windows evoked a strange feeling in the passengers. Check out those people. They look like they haven't a care in the world. This is way different from the roads we've been through. I guess this is our manager Bud's first time traveling in the middle of the nest.
둥지랑 뒷골목은 수준 차이가
There's a world of
심하죠.
difference between the nest and the back streets.
둥지마다 저마다의
Besides,
고유 문화와 역사가 다르고요.
each nest has its own cultural
전원
heritage.
집중.
Attention, all.
이번에 갈
Our destination is
목적지는
the town of Call,
K사의 칼프 마을이다. 그곳
situated in
어딘가에
Nest K.
로보톰이
Investigation
집으로
revealed that a
연결되어
passage
있는
connected to a
통로가
lobotomy
있다는
corp
정보다.
branch exists somewhere in that village. If we're all in, we want Mama Otis to be the #1 slot. What a dumb town name. I will put Mama Otis in the #1 slot. As soon as the name Call mentioned, Sinclair lapsed into fear once again and started trembling, as if something were coming after him.
하지만 너희들이
But as you
전해준
have told me, a third
정보대로
party has occupied the area
제3의
surrounding
세력들이 이미
that
그
branch
지부를
facility.
점령
That's why I
중인
requested an
상황이다.
additional recon
그래서
operation
비포팀의
clearance.
사전 관측 3과가
Preliminary observation,
투입되었죠.
Unit 3 from the before team has been
에피와 소디
dispatched.
씨도 함께 하셨을
Mr.
겁니다.
Effie and Miss Sod should be with them by now.
I'm gonna take a quick break because I've had a hydrate requested. I have had water, but I'm gonna go get more. I'll be right back. Yeah, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that stacked water molecule in Discord? She thick. Okay. I have water. I took a sip, but I'll take another one. Solo Mama Otis should we do that? Preliminary Observation Unit 3 from the before team has been dispatched.
Mr. Effie and Miss Sod should be with them now.
상황이 어떤지 파악이
We'll
되면
receive a report from
그쪽에서
them
먼저
once they
보고를
get a
줄
good
거다.
grasp of the situation. Shortly afterward, the bus entered a quiet woodland path leading to the village. Lush green trees rarely found in the back streets began to decorate the scene, providing a comforting sight, but that was soon disrupted by something odd. I could see an ominous billow of smoke rise in the distance. Why is smoke coming from
싱클레어?
Sinclair?
Caron,
Caron, turn.
회피기동.
Evasive maneuver, rumble tumble. The bus made a sharp turn to the left shortly before a giant nail flew in and noisily embedded itself in the back window. Who the hell was that? I almost kicked it.
이 정도의 가속도로 실험해보진 않았지만
Though I had run a test with a projectile at such
찬을
velocity, this
조금
does
더
suggest
튼튼히
that the
덧댈
windows
필요가
need to be
있겠군요.
reinforced a little.
우리를 향해 정확히 조준하고
That was
던지면
aimed directly at us.
아까
They
비포
must
팀들이
be the
갔다.
faction the before
엔사의
team warned us
직원이겠고.
about, the employees of
베르,
N-Corp. Vanished,
피가
Methy
다쳤어.
got hurt. Caron
칼은
sad.
슬퍼.
멈추지 않으면
Doesn't
더할
look like they'll
기세군.
stop anytime soon.
저는
Off the
하차.
bus, all. As we got off the bus, a group stood in the way, clad from head to toe in rusty armor with faded coats of white. They looked tight.
정차.
Halt. You may not
이길로는
use this
지나가-
road.
아, 이렇게
You should have
말로
said so in
하면
the
될까?
first place,
유리창까지
'cause
뚫고 뭡니까? 나
What
참.
about our windshield? Ah, bugger.
선전 보고 없이 공격해놓고는 무례하군.
You're rather rude for someone
소속이라도
who attacked
말이야.
without
이해하지
warning.
않겠나?
Isn't it at least common courtesy to state your
우리는 이단
affiliations?
신문관.
We are inquisitors.
불경한
We are
일을
the
꿰뚫는
nail that
못이요.
fixes the
죄악을
blasphemous
두드려
and the
다스리는
hammer that
망치다.
strikes down the sinful.
인사.
So,
나겔
N-Corp,
운트하모의 직원이라는
that
걸
one
어렵게도
convoluted way to
말하네요.
tell someone that you're an employee of Naguel and Hammer,
못과 망치라고도
Also known
불리죠.
as Nail and Hammer.
지금은 이단 신봉자를 정화하고 있으므로
You shall not proceed as we are in the midst of cleansing heretical dissidents. Heretics? Hey now. We just want to pass through, not looking for any trouble. We're on the, a tour. That's right, and this is a tour bus. Labeled as tourists, all of a sudden, the sinners exchanged looks in silence. To prevent another disastrous first impression, Gregor was doing what he could, even though his efforts fell flat for the most part, to gently appease the armored crowd, accompanied by an attempt at the kind, harmless smile a tourist would wear.
저번
Greg,
광산
I've been
때부터 느꼈던
thinking, and
건데
since the job at the
사실
mine,
이런
but
쪽 개그에
are
욕심
you
있는 거
that
아니야?
into these kind of bits?
그런 거 아니라고.
That's not exactly it. The quivering corners of his mouth roused pity in my heart.
그렇다면
In that
그대들의
case, you shall
순수성을
prove yourself to be
증명하는
untainted. Fine, tell
좋아.
us how, so we can get on with it. The Inquisitor suddenly pointed in my
저
direction.
불경한
Behead
여행자의
that
머리를
blasphemous
해.
traveler. Me?
그리고
And kneel
우리
before our
망치의
hammer
앞에
as you consecrate
무릎
their
꿇고
head to us.
그렇다면 그대들은
Such will prove
때묻지
that
않는
you are
자에게
untainted ones,
여정이
and your journey shall
불이익
continue without
또한
hindrance.
없을지.
My D&D paladins, part of a religious organization, very similar. Rhodia just hit Gregor with like, you into roleplay or? Greg loves the roleplay. Listen, I appreciate any character who's going to add a little bit of lightheartedness to the very heavy and dark scenario that we all are in, dying over and over and over again. Such will prove that you're untainted
물론
ones. Okay, you will of
그
course have to
불결한
part with the
차량도
defiled vehicle as well.
Love
자부자니까 무슨
to spew on,
헛소리야.
don't you, bros?
야,
Oi,
아무리
I don't know
우리가
who you
헛바지처럼
think you
보인다고
are,
해도
but
그런
we
걸 들어줄 것
look
같냐?
daft enough to do as you say.
Furious, Heathcliff was first to quit playing as a harmless tourist. Heathcliff, you didn't have to.
가짠치도 않은
Proper
것들이
try for interest.
어디서
Who
나보고
you
뭘
telling me to
그렇게
kneel?
하라는 거야?
The Inquisitor, as was declared to us, nodded in
알겠다.
response. Understood. And I declare
그렇다면
all of you to be
그대들은
heretics. With that, the group of Inquisitors moved into position at once, ready to attack. Kill him. Gun him down. Ah, shit, that's right. I lose Anakafalin for backing out. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
제가 지나치게 빨랐던 건가요?
어디 보자.
모두에게
흔들어 보죠. 따뜻하게 혹은 뜨겁게.
목표인가요? 손쉽죠.
You lose like one? Do I? I figured I'd lose all of it. Oh, okay. That's kind of them, I guess. I kind of figured that it would be blunt damage that they'd be weak to, because that's kind of how heavy armor works, but you never know.
부드럽게. 다음은 머리다.
We did get one staggered. Two staggered.
부드럽게.
직접 발견. 비명을 질러.
Two of them are paced. Oh, he's bones now. They used to give one less, but they changed to give 100% back. Okay, that's cool.
다인가?
무차 참노.
I mean, that's much better than a lot of other games, you know, in a similar vein.
머리통을
Most games that, you know, are gotcha daily games that have stamina or whatever. If you fail, they force you to, you know, use one of your stamina regen things to continue.
포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
It's predatory, so I'm glad that they don't do that here. Then you're incentivized to screw over your player base by making things unreasonably difficult so that you can squeeze more money out of
엄마밖에
them.
없지?
Wow, that's crazy. I could spend all of my tickets and not push past 29. The silver and bronze tickets suck ass. The only ticket that exists.
볼 것도 없이 처형이군.
Getting back on the bus, Virgilius greets us by casually lifting a
이번엔
hand.
상대하기 조금
Weren't they a little
까다롭진
trickier to
않았나?
deal with than your usual
누누이
foes?
말하는
I keep
거지만
saying we could be done
당신이
with them a
도와주면
lot faster if you lent a
훨씬
hand.
나도 너누이
As I
말하는
always
거지만
answer, there won't be any point
내가
to this.
저자들
Those people,
우리더러
they
이단
labeled us as
신봉자라고
heretics.
했어요.
Just what in
대체
their
뭘
judgment?
보고-
What is their judgment based on? I think they were targeting me,
못과 망치,
Nagel, and
경험이야말로
Hammer,
가장
the Wayne that
중요한
values
가치라 말하는
experience
날개.
above all else. Marisol muttered vaguely. Experience?
인간은 자신의
Humans
가치에
are made
맞는
to have
경험과
experiences
행동을
and
할 수
actions
있도록 정해져
appropriate for their
있다.
worth. That is what they say.
그것들
They told us to
우리
offer up the
관리자님의
severed
머리를
head of our
내놓으래
manager.
좋다는 건.
That means they're back.
그들이
They
또
didn't
온
forget
거예요.
coming back like that to Sinclair was almost having a fit at this point. Rhodia looked at him with pitying eyes, but there was little she could do about it.
베르베르 소리
Better
나는 상자가 시끄러워.
The sound box is being noisy.
산발대에서
Looks
연락이
like the
온
advanced team
모양이군.
has words for us. This is Sod.
아 이리 줘.
Is give me that. Effie,
여기가
this
버스다.
the bus.
거기
How are
상황은
things over there? You shall dare hear your every sin and be
Effie?
purified. Effie?
방금
Was that Effie's voice or
APC
something
보관이
else?
그보다
No, actually, was that even a
사람
human
목소리-
voice at all?
싱클레어
Sinclair, what are
무슨
you
소리를
talking about?
소리가
You
들렸잖아요.
heard the whistles right at the end, faintly.
그런 게
Was there
들렸었나?
now?
그 자식이 온 거예요.
It's her. That wretch is here after all this time to destroy the rest of our town.
전부 죽이려고.
The poor gay German boy. I haven't actually read Demian, but I know he's a MILF hunter. Book Sinclair is by. Calm down, Sinclair. What do you mean by whistles? And who is this wretched woman? She's waiting for me. That was a message calling for me. Resentful tears were streaming from Sinclair's face as he rambled. Get your maracas out, little
잠깐만요.
boy. Let's go fight.
저 앞에
Hang on. There are
아까랑
people like
같은
the
자들이.
ones we met on the road up ahead. We should go
돌아가요.
back. What?
저희
Can't we just
그냥
head
돌아가면 안
back?
돼요?
I don't want to go.
가기
Let's
싫어요.
just turn
돌아가요,
around.
제발.
Just take the
이제라도
steering wheel
운전-
and...
꼬맹이
Kiddo, what's
대체 왜
wrong?
그러는 거야?
What are you so
앞에
worried
뭐가
you'll walk
있는데?
into?
가면 안 돼.
We shouldn't go.
저
We'll all
죽을
die.
거야.
We need to go back.
에밀 싱클레어.
Daniel Sinclair, don't
쓸데없는
be
소리.
absurd. Otis was calmly flicking her wrist.
잠깐 기절할 정도로
I delivered a
복부에
light blow to
충격을
the
가했을
stomach to knock
뿐이다.
him unconscious for a short while. Nothing more.
이번엔 박자가 맞았군.
We're in agreement for
당신.
once, it seems. I was
내가
this close to
나설
stepping in.
겁쟁이들은 전장에
I don't
필요
need
없으니까.
cowards on my battlefield. Can I throw him out the
이래.
bus? That might be a bit too far.
관리자님께서
If you say
그렇게
so,
말씀하신
manager. Otis looked down at Sinclair with a displeased face. Even though he was the timid sort, he's never opposed something so strongly until now. This unprecedented behavior of his bothers me, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him why, as he didn't seem to be in any state to tell me. Soon enough, Sinclair came back to his senses. He stared out the window with vacant eyes. The others are all out
뱃속.
fighting. I'm sorry. I'll go join them.
짐덩이가.
I can't keep dragging others down. That's right. Get your maracas. It's time to go fight. He's canonically the maracas boy. Oh, struggling. My goodness. Hopeless. You hate to see it.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
그럼 끝이다.
Well, that guy got turned into paste.
주라디야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다. 목을 내놓고 있도록.
준비한
I
기믹은
think
이게
that guy might be
다인가?
dead too.
그럼 끝이다.
He's cooked.
이제 갖고 놀기.
Jesus fucking Christ, she's so strong. Imagine if Otis had both of her arms. She doesn't even need them. Doesn't even need them. She's goated with the sauce.
부드럽게.
그쯤 해줬어.
So close to 6 envy.
포장자 한번 벗겨야겠군.
Yeah, we just gotta pump that envy up, right? That's the trick, isn't it?
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
I can swap out some of the setups. Once I get more, I'll be able to actually like spec into it. But for now, I'm not gonna worry about it too much.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게. 그럼 끝이다.
You don't need both arms when you have a cool ass lava sword. That's true. I read that in a book once. It sounds like some special words of wisdom. Makes sense. I love that the horse is the one that's headless. Like usually it's the horseman that's headless and then the horse has its head still. I think it's really funny that they flippy floppied it and made it so that the horse has no head. And yet I still murder her for the love of the game. You gotta do what you gotta do. Instead of the headless horseman, we get the headless horseman. Head with horsewoman. It's cute. I'm here for it.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Sinclair. Jesus Christ.
거긴 킬존이다.
The headless, horseless horseman. What? That's just a guy with no head.
끝이다.
That guy's he's
그쯤 해줬으니
paced now.
포장자 한번 벗겨야겠군.
Popping off again. It's so ridiculously strong. It's not even funny. No, it is funny. It's not even fair. That's what it is. Oh, look at all that envy. Is that 6? That's 6 envy. Something special is supposed to happen, right? With 6 envy?
머리통을 박살내주마.
그럼 끝이다.
Only on counter? Whatever. It wouldn't have been 6 envy because the counter wouldn't have been an envy counter, would it? Relax, Fatal. It's okay. It's not like it won't happen again. It'll probably happen again. If you use Otis's counter at 6 envy, it turns her into either a skill tree
준비한
or
기믹은
uptype
이게
for
다인가?
anyway. I don't have uptype 4. I have uptype 3. At the beginning of stream, I uptype her to 3 because the daily login bonus was up high light bulbs.
자.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가? 그럼 끝이다.
Some guy just really wants to talk about smooching.
어땠다?
You just
엄마밖에
go,
없지?
just steamroll right past the center conversation about the envy skill and the amount of envy on the team and tie-up bonuses. Like, anyway, let's talk about kissing. I'm genuinely
이게
curious. Like,
옳은
what does it matter
선택일까?
who you like to smooch or what sex the person is that you like to smooch? I mean, we're all a little gay, right? It's the what is it, the 80-20 rule, but like for being gay
난장판이네요.
or for being
정말.
queer or whatever. It's like 80% of guys would kiss 20% of guys. That's how it works, right? The smoke that was faintly visible through the bus windows covered the whole town. What a mess this is, huh?
그런데
By the way,
어디서-
don't you hear a familiar song from somewhere?
나 이 노래 알아.
Oh yeah,
그
I
뭐더라.
know this one. Used to hear
운이
this tune
더럽게 많이
awful
오던
on snowy
날만
days.
전쟁 때 병사들
They
사기
played it a
올린다고
bunch
이거
during
들
wartime
때마다
to raise our spirits. Did the exact
진짜.
opposite for me. The song evoked various memories in the group. For me, I'm not sure. It's definitely familiar, but it doesn't bring up any clear images in my head. However, I could still feel a faint splash of feeling from deep in my heart. Maybe I knew this song before I lost my memory. The Kinsey scale? How feminine is the guy? See, that's what I'm saying. So, like, 80% of guys would kiss 20% of guys, and that's probably because 20% of guys would be feminine enough for the guy to, like, just smooch them anyway. An ache. An inexplicable sting is what I felt.
맞아요.
Right. That
이렇게
day,
눈이
it was
쌓여있고.
snowy like this, and that song was playing. Game Hong Lu, just look at him. Game Hong Lu isn't real, and he can't hurt you. The trees before us that were decorated with grim ornaments. All sorts of internal organs and mechanical parts were hung from the branches, as if someone put people's innards on full display.
이건 너무
Isn't
지독한
that
거
going too
아니야?
far?
클래식. 아니,
A
키치하고.
classic, but more kitschy than anything. What's that? Someone has to have cosplayed him at 100% accuracy. It's probably true. Find me Hong Lu cosplay. Kitschy. Pieces of art or other objects that appeal to popular or uncultivated taste, as in being garish or overly sentimental. Is my audio down to like nothing? Kitsch. Kitschy. A classic, but more kitschy than anything.
근방에 생존자는
There
없다.
are no survivors nearby. Then everything finally fell into place. It's just like, aha, mic test, mic test. A piercing sound caused the group to cover their ears. Enjoying your Noel, everyone? The night isn't really silent, but it sure is holy. Isn't Christmas still a fair way off?
네, 한참이죠.
It's not anytime soon. My name is Cromer. I'm a humanitarian who loves purity and one who grips the hammer. I don't know how you managed to get here, but you're trespassing on private property. As you can see, this hallowed ground is undergoing our nailing judgment. I hope you like the decorations I set up. Well, let's just say that you got lost. So turn back now, and fine will be all you have to pay. And a fine will be all you have to pay. I'm feeling generous. Today is the nativity after all. Weird. I mean, don't they do the nativity scene like every Christmas in like a bajillion different places around the world? Like my parents did a nativity scene in the house, right? Oh, before that, is Guido there?
이곳에
Here I stand. Guy's name Guido? Good. Just in case, do you see any heretics over there? The massive man named Guido who responded to her turns to us. He intently stares into each of us until his eyes fall on me. He gazes at me for a very long time. Although he was wearing a mask, those eyes of his, they froze us. completely still, as if his glare nailed us to the ground.
순수하지
I see
아니한
an
자와
impure one and
그들의
their
추적이고
followers, and with them a
말씀하신
child who
그
spoke
아이도
of. Really? My Sinclair is back? Come see me, Sinclair. I'll be waiting at that familiar spot. Cromer. I can hear Sinclair grinding and gnashing his teeth. He made a dreadful noise. I couldn't be sure if it was from hatred or fear. Take out the rest, Guido, or should I myself? I wouldn't mind. I urge you to focus on hammering the impure, O one who grips. Good, good. Let's keep up the purification. She's enjoying this way too much. Now then, everyone, Merry Christmas! A number of inquisitors gathered around Guido. He stands firm behind them. He's not making any movement, but his presence alone is threatening enough. An intense aura of hostility was radiating straight from him. So would you say that he's farming aura? Christmas definitely exists because Rudolph is an Abno. I think it's just that they've also accepted the concept of, well, I mean, not everybody, obviously, but I think it's that they have the concept of secular, what's it called? Polytheism? Secular polytheism seems to be more popular. Whereas, like, right now, Christianity is, like, the hegemon. I mean, it's not everywhere in the world, obviously, like, in the Middle East or here in the East, in Asia. It's not necessarily, you know, as ubiquitous. But, I mean, it has been exported pretty much everywhere. And in our current timeline, where we currently are in the world, Christianity is kind of ubiquitous. Most people know about Jesus or Christianity to some degree or another. Whereas in this world, it would seem that Christianity is in like a you're not any more special than any of the other religions. The city itself is a god. Just love genociding non-believers. Isn't it not about believers? I thought they were genociding anybody who had non-natural human augmentation. Was the general vibe I was getting is that it's not about them being you know, a non-believer. It's about them having augments. He disagreed with them, but then they asked to kill Dante and they just said, fuck it, you can all go. They genocide clankers? Yeah, but like, the augmented are not technically clankers, right? Not strictly as such. But yeah, no, I get it. It's gotta be a specific type of augmentation, because they didn't go hard for any of the other characters who are augmented. Because like even without the IGs, just like canonically, you've got what's his name? He like has 4 lines. So far, he hasn't really spoken a whole lot, but he's got he obviously has a robotic arm. Marisol took on one. Oh, okay. I don't know. I've never seen him take them out, so I didn't know. I'm sorry, small boy. Born without an arm. Prosthetics are bad. If you don't replace that arm, we will kill you. Gun him down. He's got prosthetics. So what we do counter, right? We do counter, and then all lust, right? That's the play. That's 8 lust, or 8 not lust, and 8 envy, plus the counter. Biological prosthetics are a thing in this. I don't know how you'd be able to tell. Uptype Warzan, yeah, I remember. I was just excited there was a point where I had enough purple on the screen to be able to technically do it if I had a high enough
균형이
uptype.
무너졌군요. 너무 쉽잖아.
Shake those maracas, little boy. Alright, here we go. So he's got blunts. Piercing doesn't seem to do anything, which I feel like that doesn't make any sense. I think the slashing and the piercing should be switched. It's a good thing we are like swimming in blunt damage. Uh-oh. Oh, we won. Get wrecked, bozo. Here we go, winning those coin flips, baby. Yeah, I mean, if she's the one who gets to clash with him, then I'm pretty sure we're set. Cockroach clawkick. Yeah, that's right. Wouldn't they look at Gregor and be like, holy shit, something's wrong with this guy. We need to kill him, gun him down. Mods. Chop his balls off. Or something, right? Oh, he almost got one turned. Look at him go.
부드럽게.
그럼 끝이다.
Expecting Nazis to be ideologically consistent. Yeah, sorry, that was my
힘든
bad.
상대였어요. 저자가 완전히 정신을 차리기 전에 우선 도망치죠.
Gregor is fine since it's not a clanker prosthetic. That was a tough opponent. We should move, was it? We should move before they come back to their senses. What a shameful thing to say. A soldier does not retreat before the enemy when victory is in sight. Can't you save the military drill for a better time? Ishmael's right. That's not someone we can beat easily. We will fall back. Otis reluctantly backed down. Honestly, if I had been Otis during that fight and done as much damage as she just did, I'd probably be like, wait, why are we backing out? Sinclair, do you know what that Cromer meant by that familiar spot? That's, well, Sinclair shook. He was seemingly overwhelmed with dread. But I could also see a teeth-grinding anger in him that surpassed his fear. Looking at him, a thought blossomed in my mind. You need to talk, Sinclair. Tell us what you know, and you'll prevent half the deaths we might
작전의
suffer.
성공률도 올라간다.
It'll also raise the likelihood of
효과적인
our
정보를
success.
기대하지.
I'm looking forward to hearing something useful. I hope I'm doing the right thing as the manager. Sinclair shook his head upon hearing my words, breathed in, and finally opened his mouth after
우리
some
집이야.
struggle. My house.
크로마는
That's where
분명
Cromer must be. So,
You
그
know that
자식이랑
bird?
아는 사이. 진짜.
My heart is still
피가
pounding that
찢어질
who
도도
shoot
선에서
off.
머리가 다.
학교에서 만났어요.
I met her at school.
저런.
Oh
혹시
boy. She's a
친구였어?
friend of yours? Whatever you're going on.
잘 타일렀으면
Sure hope you can
좋겠는데.
talk it
친구
out.
아니에요.
She's not my friend. Cromer
그럼-
killed my family.
미안해.
Oh, my bad. A prosthetic head hanging from a tree slowly turned to face us. Lights and sparks occasionally flickered from within. Sinclair. Why did you return?
싱클레어?
Sinclair, are those your neighbors? Rhodia asked while looking at the dismembered
그런 것
prostheses.
같아요.
It looks like they were. I
아니었으면
really hope that isn't the
좋겠지.
case, though. Sinclair replied, watching with a grim look on his face as their bare wires sparked and short-circuited. The robotic head soon stopped moving, only emitting discordant things. Then a song begins to fill the air. Silent night, oh holy night. All the heads hung from the trees are singing the same song. The carol leaking through the vocal units of so many lifeless heads lands on the flames below.
이들에게
It's
이단이란
clearer
건
than ever now. Prosthetic
역시
bodies,
의체
prosthetic body
보유자를
parts
말하는
are heresy
것이군요.
to them.
도시의 의체 보유자들이
Though it has
보이게
been
된 지
quite
꽤
a
오랜
while
시간이
since
흘렀지만
prosthesis were first introduced in
여전히
the
그들의
city,
모습을
many
보고
people still
이질감을
find them
느끼는
foreign and
저희 마을은요.
alienating.
Our town?
저희 마을은
Our town was called the
K사
Holy
의체
Site of
산업의
Nest
성지라고
K's
불릴
prosthetic
정도로
industry.
주민
Most of the
대부분이
residents worked in
하이엔드 의체
manufacturing
부품
high-end
제작에
prosthetic
크로마는
components.
오래전부터
Cromer has been
계속
keeping an eye on our town for a long
우리
time.
가족도
So, was your family? Yeah, my father was
저희
the owner
아버지는
of a fledgling prosthetic
신생 의체 회사의 대표였어요.
prosthetics company too. Is
아니,
that why? No.
제가 보기엔
The way I see it,
이자들에게
attributing it to a
그런
high-flown
거창한
cause
사상
of
따위는
any
없어요.
kind is giving them much
그냥-
due credit. They're just
그냥
lunatics
광기와 폭력에
consumed by
매료된
madness and
미치광이죠.
violence. Ishmael asserted to him. After a while of staring at the Christmas trees decorated with his neighbors, Sinclair turned to me. Manager, I have a question if it's all right with you. What is it? Well, how does it feel? Feel?
네,
Yeah.
머리 대신
I
의체를
mean,
달고
how
있는
does it
기분이
feel to have a
어떠냐고요.
prosthetic replacement for your head? I was a little taken aback since I'd never had anyone ask that kind of question before. The issue is that there's no way to know how I might have felt before I got a clock for a head. That's... Oh, it's I'm not trying to argue with you or anything, but
무례한
that's probably rude of me. I apologize. No need. It's all right. The other sinners were a billion times ruder to me in their daily interactions anyway. I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't remember a single thing about my life before the clock.
그러시군요.
I see.
항상 궁금했어요.
I've always wondered what it feels like when
머리
there's
대신
something sitting there where
다른
your
거
head should be.
가족들은
My family said it's not
모자를
different from
쓰고
wearing a hat or
저는
a
아무리
watch, but I
떠올리려고
just
해도
couldn't picture it, no matter how well I
잘
approached
상상이
it.
되지 않더라고요.
There's enough N-Corp IDs to make a whole team out of them. That'd be fun. If Sinclair was good enough friends with her, he could forgive a little family murder. You'd do a lot for your childhood friend, I imagine. But I just couldn't picture it well, no matter how I approached
그 덕에
it. And now I'm the only survivor thanks to that. I'm sure the procedure seemed terrifying at such a young age. You don't have to feel guilty about
아니에요.
that. That's not
그런 게
it.
아니에요.
It's nothing
전
like that.
단테 씨
I'm afraid
생각처럼
I'm not as innocent as you might think, Dante. You guys are literally called the sinners. I don't assume anybody here is innocent. I racked my brains for an appropriate reply, but no suitable words of comfort came up. Only the unpleasant sounds of sparks and flames filled the street. In hell, you'll be in good company. You may have killed my family, but you did help me with my homework a lot, so you're good. Maybe.
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
Holy night, silent night, holy night. All is calm, all is quiet. Oh, we just hit the Annika Flynn cost cap. Apparently, recommended level
이게
25.
옳은 선택일까?
She has good debuffs, but man, her numbers have not aged well.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게. 다음은 침묵을
Stagger
안겨드리죠.
plus.
주라니야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다. 목을 내놓고 있도록.
이제 갖고 놀기.
She's so goddamn strong. Genuinely, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got her. I just like, I think these fights, basically what I'm noticing is that I would definitely be forced to not play the story. They would make me go do EXP ticket farming if I hadn't gotten her and leveled her up. Which sounds absolutely fucking miserable. It sounds so horrible to me to have to go XP ticket farming one stream. That sounds like ass.
박살내줘.
I'm really glad that I have her. She's super strong. And I really like Outis. As just in general, even though she has the boot like all the way down, she's like deep throating the boot. She's licking it so hard. I do think her character is practical and sensible, considering the circumstance.
부드럽게.
You could win your fucking clashes. Not with my luck. My luck combined with my distaste of Heathcliff.
그럼 끝이다.
Well, that guy's fucking dead.
야, 아이고.
속에서
The recommended level for this is 25, and nobody except for
nobody except for Outis is at the recommended level for this. So I would not be surprised at all if Heathcliff, even though he's supposed to be really good, I would not be surprised if Heathcliff ended up being like not great if I don't level him up. Without the XP tickets, I don't see how that's gonna play out for me in the long run.
거긴 킬존이다.
He's force maxing right now.
갖고 놀기.
I mean, I don't know. I know that like he loses every turn. He loses some sanity for having the headless horse out. I don't know how to get rid of the headless horse. So basically, once I use a counter, and I use counters or I use defensive moves whenever a character is, whenever a character looks like they're going to lose a clash, I'll swap. And when like it looked like he was going to lose this clash, so I was like, all right, there we go. We'll do that. They also debuff you a lot. He needs to counter activate his skill 3 and then he dismounts. Or if he loses enough sanity. Okay, that makes sense.
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
We got our Enika full and refilled. Purification is story and combat. It is almost noon. I think I'm gonna do a pull. I'm kind of tired. My throat is feeling a bit weaker today. I think I'm gonna do a pull, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna turn this extra Enika full into modules, and then we're gonna do a pull. Let's have chat. Chat. Which pull should I do? Which section should I do pull from? Fishmail? Bold of you to assume that we get anything we actually want.
실례하겠습니다. 상가에서 준비한 애프터눈 티입니다.
Wuthering Heights Butler
편안한 시간
Faust.
되시기를.
Excuse me, here's a cup of afternoon tea courtesy of this house. Please enjoy your time here.
아, 비웃지 마세요.
Please
저도
hold that
좋아서
laughter.
이딴 걸
Does it look like I
입었겠어요?
wore this because I liked it? Lobotomy Ego Sloshing Ishmael. What's good? The worst idea in the game. Worth Faust is the worst. The Faust is good. The Goopmail is the worst one in the game. That's fun. I like that. Should we? I feel like we should use it just for the memes. Lobotomy Ego Sloshing. Fun. For the love of the game. I mean, we've already got the She South section, which looks pretty cool, and I'm vibing with it. The defense level is halfway decent. This one looks like it's got a higher top end of speed, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know unless I leveled this shit up. I basically haven't used Faust at all. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good spot to stop. We've made some solid progress today. I assume that you know, like I assume I'm gonna pick up some more daily stuff as we go along, and I don't know when. I was told that Luxcavations would be something that would be smarter to do later. I guess you could do this to get thread as well. The rewards are the uptie resource. What is the? It's so confusing to me. This whole setup, this whole thing. Where are the daily thingy-majiggies? The things that are like things that you
그건 뭐
should
녹화해뒀다가
do
다음에 봐도 되잖아.
in a day to get stuff. I don't want to do dailies, but
오늘
while I'm
같이 할
streaming,
게임은
if there's like a thing
그리스
that I can do that will give
엄마가
me
집행 끝나고 오면
like
바로 할 수
high
있게 미니어처랑 지도.
battle
미리
pass. I
준비해둘
don't
수
even
있지?
remember how to get to it. I blacked it out.
그래.
This. Past missions. There's the daily thing. Clear Luxcavation level 1 time. And clear Thread Luxcavation 1 time. So that wants me to do Luxcavations. Ego Shard Crate. Okay, we'll give it to me. Yeah. Yeah. So doing a Luxcavation and a Thread Luxcavation would give me stuff. Well, like I said, my voice is a little bit tired. I don't necessarily want to do a bit more story, but we'll do these. We'll do these. Because they're, you know, they have been up until this point comically easy, and we should be able to just kind of like roll through it.
머리통을 박살내줘.
We'll see though, this is the level 18 one. Keep bugging me about the cold tickets till the end of days? What do you mean? Am I sleeping on something? You mean the one-time free pulls? Pull this. Pants grab.
그쯤 해줬으니
We're so back with pants grab, and I'm here for it.
직접 밝혀주마. 이 속에서
부드럽게.
그럼 끝이다.
I get a free 1 pull ticket? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe? Probably. If you saw it, then sure. Probably.
직접
Maybe you hold
놓아주마.
onto that because if you get 10, you can still do 10 pull. Yeah, I feel like I always prefer doing a 10 pull than doing a limited pulling. I'd rather pull it 10 times than only pull it once.
박살내줘.
To use it or not to use it. To save it forever or to not save it forever. But doing a 1 pull and getting something that looks cool or looks rare is always feels better. But also doing a 1 pull and getting like shards and that's the only thing you get feels really like deeply dissatisfying.
침묵을 안겨드리죠.
Also, because of how slowly I'm playing the game, and I'm like to continue playing the game, it would be better. I'd be probably better off waiting to snag whatever I end up getting. Or I'd probably be better off holding onto the things because if Season 8 comes out or if some new shit comes out and then I've got a bunch of free tickets, I can just dump it on the new thing. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wait
직접 놓아주마.
until I have 10 and I'll do a 10 free pull. Walpurgis is the next thing. Yeah, but I heard Walpurgis, like, I remember Putty struggle busing hard through Walpurgis. I kind of feel like I don't wanna worry about it. It sounded like it was a pain in the ass. Like, she was, like, struggling hard on Walpurgis for a while. And I don't particularly love the idea of having to struggle. No, worry about Walpurgis. Make me. Pitch it to me. Give me the case. Pitch it to me in a way that will convince me to do the thing that you want me to do.
끌어넘칠 시간이군요.
Rolling on the banner? I mean, I do like Night of Despair. Okay, so this is an abnormality. This is an abno fight. and I don't know shit about it. So we just going in blind. You're out of here? Alright, boo-boos. I'll see you later. Thanks for the suggestions and stuff and hanging out for the pool. I will see you next time. Have an awesome night. I did just hydrate you, but I'll do it again.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Gun it down. The headless shark.
준비한 기믹은
Kill
이게
it.
다인가?
속에서
Tear it to pieces. Gun it down. Beat it off. I think we probably have enough information that we can take a peek at it now. So it does not like. I guess I have to hit these other parts with piercing damage to find out. Does not like orange, and it seems to endure purple.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
More water. I'm paying big money to keep me high. You are paying big money, no whammies, and the whammies would be not hydrating. I will hydrate in perpetuity. Inject the water directly into my veins.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Uh-oh. Oh, she did it. Look at you go, girl. Uh-oh. Are we just dismembering this thing? I'm pretty sure we're just dismembering it again. Fuck him. Wow. It's toxic. I genuinely like that skin is bringing laughter and joy into my life. It's so ridiculous. I'm so here for it.
부드럽게.
He has aura and whimsy. It's adorable. It really is. And I think the fact that it's Sinclair, he's like my little mascot. He's got his maracas. Look at him go. It's so adorable. Would you rather have maracas or Adolf Hitler Sinclair? Maracas Sinclair. 100%. Are you fucking joking me? What? Maracas Sinclair. Even if he's worse, I'd rather have Maracas Sinclair. Wow, only 4 light bulbs for that? I'm good. We get our dailies for it, right? So. Alright, those are done now. And we got a weekly thing. Enter the mirror dungeon one time. What if I really don't want to enter the mirror dungeon at all, ever? Ooh, trash XP tickets. Nom nom nom. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Give me those shitty tickets. Alright, boo-boos. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're so back, right? Limbus Company is so back. I have no idea how long the so back vibe is going to last because it like all of my other IDs have just completely fallen off. Saying like Outis is the only one that's doing halfway decent. You can just enter it and then leave. Yeah, but doesn't it cost me resources to go in? It costs resources to go in here, doesn't it? It only costs you something if you redeem the rewards? Okay. Refuse gift. Oh my god, just go. Just go. Forge ego gift search? Just go. Just go. Oh my god. Skip. Where's the skip button? Skip. I hate this. I hate packs. I fucking hate it. Get out of my face with the packs. Alright, I just have to go in. Now I can leave, right? Ick. I don't like that. I don't like any of the things that just happened on my screen. I don't like any of that. None of it. Ick. Ick. Disgusting. Clear thread luxcavation 5 times. Oh my god. Thread luxcavation 5 times? Ew. I hate all of this. This whole thing. It's a good thing that the world doesn't revolve around what I hate. Because it would be like 80%. It's the 80-20. I'm here for 20% of the game. Anyway, we did the daily. Who cares? I'll see you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll be back on for my regularly scheduled stream. So, toodles and stuff. I'm gonna go eat and pee. Oh, bye.